Cool. Is there any music playing?
No.
Nothing here.
No, it's lit up,
Alright.
but nothing's coming through.
All right.
There we
There
go.
we go. All right. Okay. It has been, according to resources, only 1 week since the last time we were here playing Mythic Odyssey of the Dragonlords. So, we continue our journey in episode, I want to say 121.
Got it.
That's a lot. That's a lot of episodes. We have been on a lot of journeys. We've been on a lot of journeys.
We're a quarter
Yeah.
way there.
Yeah, it's fair. No, the chapters are not evenly sized. You ever read a book and like one chapter was like 300 pages and then one chapter was 10 pages? That's this adventure.
Some books, that's a feature.
If you recall, chapter 4, I had to just tack on to chapter 5 because it was like me being like, "You have a boat," and that was pretty much the chapter.
Hey, there was a dinner party, wasn't there?
Yeah, it was a dinner party.
It wasn't
It was.
raw. I had to add the dinner party.
Oh, man.
It felt wrong.
They were like, "Here's your boat. High five. Get the fuck out of here." All right. Let's see. 133. What does your character admire and dislike the most about the player character sitting to your left? So we'll randomly determine this. So you will not know until you volunteer. But that's this week's question. That's a spicy one. And then of course, if you ask an NPC, it will randomly determine which PC they have to answer about.
Oh God.
All right. So, would anybody like to give me a recap of what happened last week? As it was a long week. So does anybody up for the task? Go ahead and throw a D20 in the chat if you remember what happened last week. I know that there was a boat, and
I think vaguely recall some sand.
Yes.
There was a lot of
Rough,
sand.
and it was coarse and it got everywhere.
Exactly.
So let's see. There was sand and a vehicle, so it could be any episode of any Star Wars show on Disney Plus. They gotta get some more planets. That's all I'm saying. They gotta get some more planets. I'm tired of everything being on Tatooine. All right.
I mean, that's how Naboo came about because George Lucas was like, I want to film in Italy for something.
Nice.
I'll just work it into the movie. Okay.
Italy planet. That's beautiful. All right. Maya with a 15. Give us that recap.
All right. So previously on Mythic Odyssey, we come back to us in the Sands of Time. We're in the pit fighting against the Fanged Hydra, Themis. We continue to fight it, and as it continues to heads continue to lop off and reawaken, I continue to try and hold down a confusion on it to limit its actions, its attacks. But we eventually were able to get it down low enough to the point where it started being a little bit more desperate, and eventually we were able to knock it down. But then we realized that it's a Hydra, and so it was was regenerating. So we had to try and figure out what caused this thing to its regeneration to cease. I had to think really hard and just kind of seeing it and looking at thinking about what type of environment that this thing might be that will upset its regeneration. I remember something about salt damaging the living and crops and things that grow. And so, but I wasn't sure. So I mentioned salt and or acid or something like that to the group. Eventually, Julian, being on the other side of the Hydra and inside that hallway, he ran to go see if he can find something useful. He remembered that there was a kitchen back there where the officers used to sleep. So he ran back there to go look for salt. And lucky enough, there was a 50-pound bag of salt. So as he came running back, we tried to make sure the Hydra stayed down, trying to avoid it more heads being births and taking out the heads that are currently still there. Eventually, he came back, and we were able to get the bag of salt onto the creature's wounds, ceasing its regeneration and finally killing it. With it dead, we mopped up the rest of the heads and took a sigh of relief, seeing that it was finally done. After that, we assessed the body and figured out what things it could be made from it, and we saw that there was a lot of really interesting stuff. We also had a conversation about whether we should sacrifice it or harvest it. And with my whole goal of taking out this Hydra was to use it as an offering to the rock, since I need to bring the egg from the rock, from the area of the rock, back to Themis. So we ended up deciding to harvest it and then use the remains as the offering to the rock. With that, though, now that we had the remains and we were getting ready to head to the Aerie, we had a long conversation about what we should do about that. But before we had that conversation, something else was discovered inside the belly of the Fanged Hydra. It was a charred, mangled, and worn weapon, and from what Sibo mentioned, realized looking at it, is that it's some artifact Titan slaying weapon. So I guess us finding this thing was very fortuitous and kind of I guess I'm glad we came back. But it's going to take a lot of work and time and effort from Master Craftsmen to try and restore it. One thing we were wondering is if we should let Bront know about this, because he's one of the best crafters we know, but he's also a staunch follower of Sidon. So we have to see how this will turn out if we do let him know that we found this weapon. But we also had that was one thing that came up from killing this thing. Another thing was, what are we going to do when we actually get to the rock? Between Sibo and Corinna and what things that we can glean from a rock, we found that there might be a stone that lives inside of its heart that can is one of two materials needed to craft a device that will give you the power of a storm giant. So that's something we also need to think about. With that, we were, while we had these things to think about, we gathered the remains of the Hydra. Were able to get it moved on to our ship, and we were able to retune the Aetherian towards the area of the rock. And we were on our way there while we decided what we were going to do with the crew and the information we got. I think that's it.
All right. Go ahead. You want Factspiration or DM Inspiration?
Regular inspiration.
Okay.
Only thing I'd add is Corinna also consumed the heart of the Hydra.
Oh,
yeah.
it was cured of all her terrible burns and injuries. Yeah, that's significant.
Yep.
All right. Well done. Does anybody want to, for a point of DM Inspiration, answer the question for the week? Okay. All right, we got an Oren with a 14, a Maya with a 7, Julian.
What's the order here?
It's random. You don't know until you volunteer for the question.
Oh, that's exciting. 2.
All right, Oren. Let's see. We will not exclude Sibo, even though Sibo.
And its punctuality is what I admire most about that.
All right, so let's see.
Come on, you've got to give him third-degree birds on top of his acid birds? That's just
all right,
cruel.
it's going to go Maya, Julian, Andronico, Sibo. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, Julian is who you must make your commentary about.
Oh, no.
What does Oren admire the most and dislike the most about Julian?
All right, I'd say, yeah, okay. Yeah, what Oren admires the most about Julian is definitely his. He never hesitates to start to take action. His decisiveness is probably I'd say the best quality with Julian, or Oren would say, and that he's always ready to take a path or make a decision, and then but that leads Oren to the other one. I guess that leads into the quality that Oren would dislike, and that sometimes the decisiveness leads to impulsiveness and maybe rash decisions.
All right, fair, fair.
So Oren's
Okay,
kind
you
of a
may.
cautious individual. Sometimes, I guess. I don't know.
What? Okay, all right. Interesting take. Interesting take.
Yeah, as soon as I said it, I flashed back. But I'd say,
I think Oren's cautious when it comes to other people, but not himself.
yeah, that's how I'd say it.
Okay. Man, Maya must have a really high wisdom. All right. You may ask the same question of any NPC you've met previously on your journey.
Mm-hmm.
Just applied to Julian as well, or?
It will randomly be one of the 5 of you.
Okay, interesting.
I'm gonna laugh if it hits
Ooh.
Julian dead.
Give me Chandras.
Chandras. Okay.
Oh my, this is gonna be spicy.
All right. So that's gonna go Oren, Maya, Julian, Andronikos, Sibo.
Sibo.
Oh man. So the thing that Chandras admires most about Sibo is that he values knowledge, has a brilliant mind, and that he is good at disguising his true power from both his enemies and his allies, which is always the best play. What he dislikes the most about Sibo is that Sibo is constantly putting himself under the sway and influence of powerful, beautiful women who are frequently larger than he is. And that's just something that Chandras thinks you shouldn't do.
Really?
Yes, that's how he feels about it.
Right.
All right.
Interesting, given his background.
Yeah. So
Listen, sometimes we don't like in others the things that we don't like in ourselves, and sometimes we like in others the things that we like about ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'd say more than his buffoonery and stuff like that. He dislikes the fact that he feels that Sibo makes a lot of the same mistakes that he makes. That his pursuit of power, he sometimes puts himself in compromising situations that should probably have been avoided. All right. Well, now we begin. I believe we are still chilling on the boat. Just hanging out on a boat, doing boat things, right? We haven't made it to the area yet.
Yeah, I don't think we said so
we
yet.
had just gotten on the boat, and we were trying to decide what we're gonna do about telling the crew about that Titan weapon.
All right.
And what we're planning to do about the rock.
Okay. All right, take it away.
I believe the last thing we left off on was Andronicus calling the meeting, right? For everyone to attend to discuss the findings and next path.
Well, we wanted to talk about whether we were going to tell what's his face about the sword or not. I don't think I called a meeting.
I was going to say, that seems a bit premature for, someone who doesn't like rash decisions.
I know, or else I think we should call a meeting.
Okay, so you guys have a meeting? Is that...
Yeah, I think this is maybe just a party.
Oh, you're having a pre-meeting.
This is the pre-meeting discussing.
There's a hero huddle to discuss.
You've worked corporate before, like...
All right.
It's a meeting about a meeting.
We call this a catch-all,
I see. All right, let me see. I'll get you a roleplay scene set up so we're not all crowded in that little ship map in the little ship's captain office. All right, so hold on.
I appreciate our pile we've got going over here.
All right. Anyways, you may start the meeting while I'm tracking that information down.
I think oh god.
I think we should let Bront know. The last time we spoke to him, he understood the value of of remaking something that's broken, and I think even he knows that something is broken within Sidon.
I agree. I also think that we should tell him. This is, after all, something that he wanted to do with us. We just had definitely not forgotten, out of character, that was something that he said.
Oh, okay.
I'd agree. Even not just if it wasn't for the practicality. We don't want Braun to discover it somehow other way and see that we've misled them. Might take some sort of action against us.
Yes, I think this will help to affix us in his mind as trustworthy people, which could help us with our other goal of swaying him away from Sidon, ours and his sons.
But, I mean, surely he's going to realize what the sword is for. That, slaying a titan and how we intend to use it.
I know, and I think being forthright about that and letting him know that the reason why we're doing this is because right now the person who is in Thylea, who's guarding the seas, managing the seas and managing the storms, is broken and needs to be removed and possibly rebuilt.
Yes, but we're not proposing rebuilding. We're proposing.
There's going to have to be someone to take over his space. It's not his time, his spot, not Julian. Someone has to manage the seas.
Is Sidon the individual, or is Sidon the power, really? The individual that is doing the job of Sidon right now is broken, is someone that we don't think can do it. But who's to say whether whoever took over wouldn't just still be called Sidon? It's what the people know as the ruler of the seas already. Who knows if he's even the first? With what we've learned about him and his siblings, and then him and Lutheria renaming their children off of their previous siblings, were they the first round? I mean, I guess we don't know for sure.
No, I don't disagree. Just you're following the train of thought. But if we're going to present this, I feel we need to present the full solution. Not just we need to find someone. We need to say the role of Sidon is broken. It needs to be fixed, and we will replace Sidon with this.
We could always ask for his. We could always ask for his help in finding suitable candidates. Include him in that process. That, I think, might be another way to foster some trust there.
I believe it's the right course of action. I'm just keep thinking over and over about how many different ways this can go wrong.
How about we speak with Theros first and see what he thinks, and then we make a decision. Would that be good?
Excellent idea. Yes, I think that is a wise course of action, not to put too fine a point on it.
Wow, your antlers are really getting in the way. Okay, thank you.
Sorry about that.
It's not a big room. Take my bandana off too. All right, so it sounds like we're calling a meeting with with Theros first, I guess.
Yes. To take the measure of his father.
See what you.
Isn't that how big he would be? He's a 0.5, right?
0.5 is usually tiny.
I think that's tiny.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
okay. All right, I'll put him back to how he
I was
was.
about to say. It's like I feel like he's
Usually
a
put
little bit
like a
bigger.
0.8.
All right.
There we go.
Because he still takes up a whole space.
Fair enough.
That's a small.
Fair enough. But as a halfling? No, you're right. He still does. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so who are you bringing in first? I can also change the size here so you guys are a little bit bigger, I guess. Hold on. I don't think this will break too many things. Let's Let's see.
What was his name? He wasn't Stavros.
Steros.
Theros.
Steros, yeah, that was it.
Theros.
It's all crooked now. Oh well. You guys are a little bit bigger though. Okay. You want Steros in here. Okay. Oh, I should probably change the music to something more negotiator and less sea adventure. Okay, hold on. Are these tense negotiations? Because we do have music for tense negotiations.
It kind of
I don't
depends.
think it's tense yet. I don't think it's tense yet.
Okay. Let's see.
Once Bronk gets in, then you can change it to tense.
Okay. All right. Tense negotiations. Hold off. Heist negotiations. Cyberpunk. No, wait. It's the wrong game. It's the wrong game.
Yeah, the cyberpunk negotiations are usually pretty short.
Do what we say. No, we blast them.
Pretty much, if you even get that far.
Yeah.
Okay, I got some. All right, so Steros, who you rescued from Fire Island, arrives and says, I don't remember what his voice sounds like because they wiped all my recordings, but it's he says, "You called for me, and I came. What can I do to help you, heroes of prophecy?"
Do we have the remains of the sword in the room? Maybe it's under like a sheet that we can reveal.
Oh, like on this really cool desk?
Yeah.
Or, okay.
Yeah.
Or pulls the cover away.
God, I missed that game so much.
We retrieve this from the depths of the Fang within the Hydra there.
All right. He looks at it, and he thinks to himself some stuff, and then he lowers his special eyepiece over his eye. It begins to glow red, yellow, and green as the lenses flip through their various powers. And he says, This is the Titan's bane. The sword my father always spoke of. A weapon he sought to find and give to his lord Sidon.
Mhm.
This must be what he was seeking. Inside the belly of that beast, he mentioned that he was excited that you had returned to face it. I think he knows what was waiting inside.
You know if he has the means to fix it, to repair it.
Can you imagine if we forgot, if we hadn't harvested the thing, we'd have fed it to the fucking rock?
Well, it's easier to get out of a rock than a Hydra, probably.
Then the rock chokes on it and dies, and you guys are like, what is even happening?
Be easier to take the egg then.
He says, I would never discount my father's skill. If he thinks himself capable, then he is. He could restore this blade to its former glory.
Do you think he would work with us and let it remain in our possession after fixing it, or would he want to repossess it?
His intention has always been to return it to Sidon. I believe that the reason he wants to return it is to try and win himself back into Sidon's good graces.
I think we made some headway with him last time where we discussed Sidon with him. I think he wasn't as strong in his conviction to support him anymore. I still think he is supporting of Sidon, but I think that we hedged him away from it a little bit.
I'd agree to that. The fact that he shares the boat with Julian is enough. Testament to that, I think.
Perhaps.
The easiest way to get in favor with Sidon.
Or perhaps he's simply being pragmatic. He understands that you are powerful and enemies of his god. He can keep an eye on you. He can look for opportunities just like this.
Mm.
By the
If
way,
we can't let this fall back into Sidon's hands. That's unacceptable. If your father cannot be swayed, if he tries to just take this from us, could we stop him?
You would kill my father, likely.
I did not say that. Could we stop him?
You are mighty warriors. You are, from all accounts, dwelling outside of fate, decree. I'm sure you could defeat him in battle.
I guess the question is, defeating him, would that stop him?
when we found him, or when you all found him, he was in prison. So,
Mhm.
worst case, we could leave him on the mascara again, or drop him somewhere else.
I wouldn't want to do that. I would say I would say, Steros, do you believe that your father could be convinced?
I believe my father. I don't know. I don't know what to believe. His traditions run deep. His hatred for Xander's people. I don't know if it could ever be assuaged. What was done to our ancestors, I don't think he can ever forgive. Or forget.
And he shouldn't. It was terrible. We just need to convince him that we're not those people, because we aren't.
But that's not how he sees it. He sees us as one more link in the chain standing forth from Xander.
I
Am
know.
I correct in saying
that's what
so?
For 500 years, and for centuries before that, Sidon promised the people of this world the expungement of your kind, of the settlers who came without permission and took whatever they liked. He promised this when he led them into war, and as they were slaughtered, as they were wiped out, he promised the survivors vengeance. Vengeance 500 years in the making. It is hard for a man like my father to turn away from such promises, such ideologies.
He promised that, but then he recruited those same men into his side. So, does he plan to purge his own men?
With a look that says, "This guy, pretty smart, pretty crafty fella."
Probably.
He says, "I have no doubt. All are playing pieces in the great game of squares."
Doesn't seem like a cause worth serving. If you know that.
I know.
Once betrayal stems from the heights, it trickles down endlessly.
Yes, but for a man like my father who's consumed with hatred, he sees it as a just reward. Treachery for treacherous people. What a great trick the Lord of Storms has played to cousin in the greatest fighters and rulers amongst the settlers into his fold. Not only does it remove those playing pieces from the opponent's board and place them firmly under his, but they are pieces he cares nothing for, easily expendable.
Hopefully for us, that'll mean he spends them unwisely and unnecessarily, but that's still not something I'd wish on them.
Mhm.
I wish there was a way that this war didn't have to happen at all, but I don't see a way to stop it, other than to destroy Sidon utterly. But even then, others might pick up the torch he drops
I
and
think it's been
carry it
set in
further.
motion for too long, yeah.
Yes, promises made centuries ago.
I'd fostered some hope for a similar avoiding of the war initially, but the more we learn about the state of the Titans, albeit due to their own mistakes, but the more we learn about it, the more I don't think it's possible.
I tried to speak with my father of Halcyon and the other Titans who were betrayed. He wants to hear nothing of it.
What if we took him to her? What if we spoke with her, with him there? What if she spoke to him?
Words. He would assume that you were playing some magical trick on him. He does not trust Julian or Julian's mother. No, he would need to see something spectacular with his own eyes that could not be ignored.
Do you have any ideas?
We would have to go to the Nether Seas.
He looks over at Maya and he kind of nods a little bit.
We do know that the based off our time in the with the Lotus Witch, we know that two of the imprisoned siblings are there.
Sebo says 4.
4.
Four of them are where?
One of them is the one carrying is the boat. So is there,
At Praxis?
no.
Or in the
Nether Seas.
Nether Seas.
2 of them are on an island. One of them is pulling Lutheria's
Hypnos.
ship, the Hypnos. Hey, who's the 4th one?
If we were...
Sebo said there's 3 on the island and 1 pulling the barge.
Okay.
If we were to
Just
go to the
4,
Nether Seas...
5 is in the volcano, 6 is underneath the tower.
Mm-hmm.
Is that
I'm
all?
afraid if we go to the Nether Seas, he doesn't trust Lutheria either. I think he would assume it was a trick of hers instead of a trick of ours. But I'm not sure if that's any more effective. Him assuming it's a trick is still him assuming it's a trick. It doesn't matter who's playing it.
And there we have the issue.
The only one left is the one at Praxis.
Has your father been to Praxis?
He has. He used to work there. Apparently he displeased Sidon, and he and I, as I've told you before, were given away as slaves. Him to the Amazons, and me to the lizards of Fire Island.
The sibling Hergon that's supposed to be holding Praxis. What is that? The tower. How does it look? Does it look like something is holding it up?
He says, I can quickly draw you a picture that you might understand the nature of Praxis. Just give me a moment.
That is Sharpie.
Yeah. This guy's little like nerd sketchbook or whatever.
I
you
mean,
know?
his
He
hands are
needs
like
that
the most
magic
dexterous,
item that lets you
dexterous
use
fingers.
a chalkboard, but it's just the middle, just the air.
Oh, the magic tattoo.
Mm. Let me see if I can figure out where this thing is. Hold on. I was like, is it with my chapter 8 notes? Of course not. Mm-hmm. All right. While I'm digging that out, you guys could continue figuring out your biz. I think my picture might be too spoily, actually. Now that I'm looking at it, I don't know.
Would it be
Free-handed.
possible to sneak close enough to Praxis?
Oh,
to
if you traveled under the seas, then yes, it would be possible.
under the seas?
Well, beneath the surface of the sea, like underwater.
I mean, I could do such a thing, but I'd have to
Well,
swim.
we could look into making adaptations to this ship. Perhaps give it the ability to submerge itself for periods of time.
That might be pretty
It's
good.
possible.
Yeah. So should we discuss with your father what we know, and then offer to show him proof in the future if he helps us with these ship modifications?
In
I
a way.
think we're losing sight of things. I'm sorry to interrupt.
No, please explain.
Well, I like the idea of being able to submerge the ship. That's intriguing. I don't know how that would work, but we are meeting to discuss whether or not we share this information with your father, and whether or not we can convince him to not give the sword, once it's completed, to his former master, and convince him that his master is out to bug over anyone and everyone, regardless of their loyalties. I feel that's a central issue.
All those questions depends on whether we can convince him of that. Yeah, whether if we need to show him the sword, I think first we need to convince him that we're on the right side of this. And all of these other questions and other paths have spiraled off of that.
I don't think we should sail further without just bringing the presence of the sword to his attention.
Here, Maya, he tears the page out of his book and passes it to you.
Regardless of our ability to convince him at the time, we can figure that out as we talk to him.
I wonder.
But what's to say he won't just take the broken sword and leave?
We can stop him.
Surely at
My thoughts
Praxis,
exactly.
Surely at Praxis he would have access to the things he needs to fix it, or perhaps Sidon doesn't even want it fixed, seeing as it's something capable of killing Titan.
We don't let him leave with the sword. And we make that
But
clear
is it
to
worth
him.
the possibility of that forcing a confrontation rather than delaying?
Forcing it now prevents us from running into it down the line when we're less prepared to deal with it. If we leave it up to...
hold off until down the line, we might be able to avoid it entirely.
That's a gamble.
If we work towards allaying his fears and shifting his loyalties. But if we reveal this too soon, I don't know if he would be able, in his current state, to do anything else but try to take it and leave.
And we deal with it and maintain possession of the sword. I want to avoid the possibility that he leaves with it without us knowing, or finds it unerringly, and we have to, when we're doing something else, have to deal with it then.
Well, I think
it
before
away
we...
for
now. OOC, Crash, we've more or less set sail right after dealing with the Hydra, right? So we haven't had a chance to long rest.
you guys like routed your you guys routed your ship to the area of the rock, and then you were discussing this on the way there, and then you realized that you probably needed to address this right away before settling in for the journey. So
Okay.
if you wanted to, if you realized that, you could drop anchor within, jolly boat range of the shore, and you could always recalibrate if you need to, and you could say this is as soon as you go back to the ship, right as you were getting ready to set sail, you thought, hey, shit, we should probably deal with this. But that does mean that, yeah, right now, you guys are just, you haven't even gotten a rest in.
Okay. Thank you.
Mhm.
My concern is that he knows what's in the gullet of that beast. We have slain it. We have brought its parts on board. So he knows it's here somewhere. What he doesn't
True.
necessarily know is whether we know of its existence. And that's how we handle it. That is the issue. I think we need to be above board. I was originally for not telling him. But as we have found out and discussed, that sometimes deceiving one another is not the best practice, and we will know how he reacts, we'll know if he wants to start a fight, and we'll be in a position to redirect if we can convince him, or put him back at the Fang if necessary.
I agree with
But
that.
I think Andronicus's suggestion, trying to convince him to fix something that is broken, convince him that there is value in what Sidon was trying to attempt, but he has cozened everyone, and that mantle needs to be passed, that might be our best play.
I agree with that as well. We already show good faith by bringing it to him, knowing what it is, knowing his intentions. Hopefully he can show us some in return. He already has shown that he's willing to work with us.
I really do think that we can wear him down, that we can convince him that we're on the right side of this. Just we need to make sure that we have enough time to do it and enough evidence. I'm hoping that we've worn him down enough so far that he won't just try to leave.
Theros says, I have been working with him every day since his rescue. And my heart tired. I feel that he should be told the truth. And should his behavior be a liability, I ask that he either be set free or imprisoned until the war is over.
I don't wish to harm your father. I think he is one of the last of his kind and a remarkable specimen of that kind. And ridding the world of him would be an injustice. It would do so much for the future to have him on our side in this. It would help. Most people know your people as servants of Sidon. If we could show them a model of your kind fighting for us, fighting for people instead of annihilation, it would do much to endear and ensure your kind's future. What was done to you the first time was awful and wrong and cannot be repeated. And it's our responsibility to make sure that doesn't happen.
He nods he nods his assent. Shall I go get him then?
Warren's gonna nod to the others, kind of waiting on his response.
I think so, yes.
Okay.
Should I step out, given his hatred of me. I don't know if I might put my foot in it or make things
Maybe
worse.
stay in, just take a back seat. I don't know. You're part of this. I don't think you should leave.
I don't want to. It's just I'm trying to be cognizant of the fact that sometimes I make things worse instead of better. I will only step in if you ask me to. How's that?
While Maya's been here staring at this picture, this drawing of Praxis, and turns to the group and says, I wonder if I were to try and scry on the real Hergeron, if I can maybe locate him.
You can't display your scrying, can you?
No, I can't.
Is that
Because I don't
something
think I can.
that can be done in general? Is it possible to find something that lets us do that so that he can see with his own eyes, or I don't know enough about that kind of magic, I suppose.
I'm not that familiar. I mean, I understand the spell, but I don't know if there's anything specific that can enhance it or display it. Maybe that's something folk can make, some type of magical device that
I don't
I
know
can
if you
channel
can
this
trust
through.
anything made by one of the five, but
I mean, is that something that
maybe.
Sibo or Julian might know through Arcana? Like, if it's something that
Maybe
could be...
if he helped create that device.
that could work. You and him and Julian and Sibo and Steros all together, a sort of group project.
Are you suggesting a scrying focus that shares the vision with other onlookers?
Yes, so that he could see firsthand, so to speak, the results of the Titans betraying their siblings.
Such a device would be tremendously expensive and would require crystal or similar surface of King's Ransom and Drachmae. But it could be created. I've heard of such things. They have something like that in Praxis. Praxis used to be filled with marvels, inventions and contraptions that would boggle the mind, perhaps even of your friend the Lotus Witch. And alas, I have heard it continues to fall to ruin. And you feel like he's saying alas, not like he feels bad for Sidon, but he just feels bad that such a technological marvel is, yeah.
Okay. Well, that's something to think about.
Okay. Well, he will bring in his dad when you're ready, or you could ask for any other NPCs to come in. This is on you guys. You set the pace. Tell me what you need.
You're saying that we should tell you what we want, what we really, really want.
Yeah, sure.
I mean, for this item specifically, the main people that are probably concerned are us, Steros, and Braun. And
Yeah,
because they're the ones that are going to be crafting.
Yeah, I think we just bring in Braun now, and I don't think anybody else really needs to be specifically told anything about it.
Yeah, I mean that works. All right.
And do we want Kyra in here? And
I don't think so. Not with how Braun feels about her.
Pythor?
I mean, I don't think Braun hates her as much as, hates him as much as Kira, but.
Okay. Yeah, just Theros and Bront.
Okay.
How big
Such
Bront
a
is compared to
fucking
his,
cool token.
compared to his son.
All right.
He's the meme.
I guess Bront uses his like shrinko meter on his gauntlets to make himself smaller. And then he enters the cabin. All right. And he says, so you found it. That's good. Are you ready? Ready to hand it over to me, that I might reforge it, make it whole again, and let it fulfill the purpose Lord Sidon had in mind for it before it was so treacherously taken away from him.
What? You told us before it was a Titan killer. What purpose was it exactly that Sidon had in mind?
He stares at all of you and he says, to end the life of Lady Lutheria.
He would take yet another multitude of portfolios upon himself?
He has become unstable. She does not support him. She frightens his children. She refuses to stand with him in the battle. Whoops, my spell wore off. That comes next. And it was her agents that took the blade right out from under him and hid it away. Fortunately, those Amazons saw fit to torment me, to try and break my spirit. And one of them let slip. And it seems she wasn't lying. I can sense its power as soon as you brought it to the ship. And his eyes just blazing up as he stares over at it.
We do mean to have it reforged, but not returned to Sidon.
Oh, I'm sure you do wish to return it to Sidon. Right into his gullet.
Orin's gonna stare impassively at him. Is there an agreement we can come to where you repair the sword, but do not hand it over to Sidon?
What would you do with it? What is the point? Will it be used for the destruction of Lutheria?
It will be used to ensure the peace for Thylea, however that may be.
You think that by having this small trinket and waving it around in your tiny arms, that Lord Sidon would possibly take you seriously?
It is the Titan-killing greatsword, is it not?
Aye. But it would take more than a few swings to end Lord Sidon. And I doubt you'd live long enough to make them.
Orin shrugs.
Well, if that happens, then I guess the sword would have been returned to him then.
Exactly. Either way, it looks like he'll get it back. Do you have the facilities you need on the ship to fix it?
No.
Insight check.
Okay. Him not God, so you, but him not good liar either. He has most of them, but there's definitely some that he would need, but he doesn't want to tell you. This is off of Maya's. You were successful, Julian, barely, but Maya just destroyed this man. Yeah, so he doesn't want to tell you what he needs in case you think you could do it without him. Essentially.
Steros, we're not yet convinced that Sidon is stable enough in the same way that Lutheria isn't to be trusted with an artifact of such power. Killing the goddess of the underworld and death and rebirth and the vacuum that will leave is catastrophic.
His children have been trained. They know how to handle the power of divinity.
Do you truly believe that?
Yes.
Seeing what they have and haven't been able to do thus far with their own lives as it is, they don't seem much more than mortal. You think they're ready to take on the multiple portfolios that Lutheria holds?
There are many children of Sidon. They will split the responsibilities.
Sidon himself is extraordinarily powerful, and you've seen what holding a few portfolios has done to him, even splitting up all of that power. You think
it
you
is
think
rumors, propaganda. There is
you
no proof that
yourself
Lutheria.
are
There is
victim
no
of
proof that Lutheria has all these powers. Sure, fertility, revelry, death, birth, but nothing else.
How many siblings
Right.
were there
Siblings of what?
of the Titan?
Oh, you're the ones who've been poisoning my son's mind. There were 2 twins born
And who
of
told you
Thylea.
this? Who told you this?
Our priests
Of who?
of the Titans.
Exactly. Why would they tell you of the others?
Why would they lie?
Because it doesn't serve them. Power concentrates. It holds on to it. It doesn't want you to know that there were others, that they're beatable, that they murdered them to take their power. Because then they'll know that others can do the same to them. They don't want that knowledge to be out there. They don't want others to usurp them.
Right. From what I can tell, you're a man of ingenuity, of knowledge. And he looks at Julian, Bront, and Steros says, science. You look at things and you figure out how they work, how they're made, how they're put together. Have you done that for Sidon? Have you looked at him? Not as your god, your lord, but as a being of immense power that has many parts. Have
As
you
an
taken the time to do that?
equation, if you will.
I don't need words from you. But to answer your question, Your Majesty, my mind tells me the truth. My heart yearns for the lies of my priest. What am I to believe in? If everything has been a lie, if those who would be my savior, my vengeance, are no better than those who took everything from me, is the world so bleak? Is the world so cruel that there is no one and nothing left to believe in?
Yes and no. Yes, those things are all true. But don't look at this as a falling apart of the old order. Look at it as an opportunity to build something better. We can, all of us, all of the world, can come together, can fix what's been wrong, can do better than was done before. That's always and always will be our goal. We just want to be better. We want the world to be better. We want all of this needless hate and conflict and war and bigotry, genocide, all of it. We want it gone. We want it to not happen. And we want to honor those that were victims of such things before.
Then I propose this to you. I want your word. I want your oath that should you win the war against Sidon, my people and our lesser cousins, the Cyclops, will be granted the Isle of Yonder, our ancestral homeland, to be our own sovereign nation. Can you guarantee me that? For if you can, in exchange I will swear an oath of service to you, to repair the Titan's bane and aid you in your victory.
That is, unfortunately, not something I directly can swear, but I can swear that we can fight to it, and that if it isn't granted to you, that we will stand on your side. Yonder isn't something I possess to swear to you, but I can swear to you that I will do everything in my power to ensure that
Yonder
it's
is
yours.
in the control of the Order of Sidon. You intend to destroy the Order of Sidon, no?
Yes. But
then it will be yours by right.
May I speak? Or
Yes.
wish you... Thank you. I think what Andronikos is getting at is that if we are successful in our ends, might makes right in that we have defeated the Order of Sidon and can lay claim, but there may be other nations, other parties that say, no, they have a greater right.
None have a greater right.
I
to Yonder.
think they do. I think that returning Yonder to you and your people is just and should be a goal. But
Then-
as Andronikos points out, we cannot control the actions of others. But we
Then
can...
I have a simpler solution. Swear an oath of service to me that when the war is ended, you will ensure that the Cyclops people are given the island of Yonder as their own sovereign nation.
That, assuming a consensus among the group, I believe is something we can do.
And if you swear such an oath to me, in kind I will swear the aforementioned oath to you. I will turn against my own god, who, mounting evidence suggests, has deceived me and my entire lineage.
Do you wish a caveat added to the oath where if we are wrong about Sidon, that your oath is rendered null? I'm confident we're not, but it might ease this for you. I'm not sure. I know that we're asking you to turn your back on what
My oath of service would be to serve you. If you determined Sidon was not the enemy, I would assume you would not command me to oppose him. My oath will last until the war ends, and that is when your oath would begin.
Well, everyone, I find this agreeable.
I have no issue with it.
Yeah.
I have
Thanks.
no issue. However, may we take a moment to discuss in private?
I also see no issue with the oath. What is it that you want to speak about, Julian?
Maya, with your tremendous perception, you notice that there is a window washer washing the windows of the captain's quarters. Oh, don't mind me. I'm just washing the windows. I can't hear you through this glass. Donk, donk, donk.
Mm-hmm.
But if you were swearing an oath, just remember that your fellowship and it applies to all yous. And
Mm-hmm.
the squeegee just goes.
Mm-hmm.
I cast Gust of Wind on the window washer.
Okay, they fall into the ocean.
Counterspell.
Oh, do you really?
Do you have the slots for it after the fight?
That's a fair point. Let me double check. I feel like I was holding on to a slot just for that reason.
Just mousing over you. It says you got 2 out of 3 stars.
Yeah, I counterspell the Gust.
Hilarious.
Okay, she says, "Thank you, sweetie." Oh, looks like it's my break. And then they pull the wench and Ron says,
Definitely take a look.
Why did that man call you sweetie?
I have a very sweet disposition.
We'll agree to disagree on that.
Spend more time with me, darling. I'll grow on you like a fungus. But to answer your question, the reason I wish to discuss it is, on its face, the O's make sense. I feel that your ask is just, but Sibo is not from this realm, and I don't know what his goals are. Should we be successful? Does he wish to stay? Does he wish to return to Noriande? I think there may be some long-term personal implications that we would like to discuss in private.
Well, when you're ready, I'll be ready. And for now, enjoy your trinket. And he goes like boop bloop blorp, and he shrinks down, and then he heads out the door.
That went a lot better than I thought it would.
Darrow
It seems
says, I guess we did get through to him. But he has clung to his beliefs. Because he has very little left to lose.
I understand his plight.
Do you? Has something happened, Maya, between you and Thylea?
No, the more I learn, the more I understand. I still follow her. But with knowledge, it can be a great burden sometime.
Well, I certainly understand becoming disillusioned with one's god.
Will we swear this oath then?
I think David wanted to wait until.
Yeah, I think that was his in-character way of saying, perhaps we should wait until we could hear from Ori.
Sibo's here.
Oh, really?
Well, he's in chat, but I don't know if he's just in a position where he can listen in.
Oh, but he can't. He can't
stay exactly.
I'm in and out. I'm in and out.
Okay.
How are you feeling about it?
Yeah, I think I'll do whatever Julian thinks is best because my got some earwax in my ears and it's
And I mean, this would delay your return to Noriande, and I mean, possibly, having to return to your family after a confrontation with your father. So,
I'm in.
Just think of all the tasty mealworms that you might miss out on. Like,
I'm in. I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, okay. I mean, fighting for a people's sovereign rights to their homeland, that could take years, Sibo.
Yeah, yeah. Can we do that before Praxis?
All right. Well, I mean, there you go. You have your input.
All right, then. I
Mm.
think then we are in consensus.
I definitely think we should get Yonder back to the Cyclops and the two remaining Jankans. But if there's any more, who knows? There might be some more out there. And who knows? I mean, they'll be their sovereign land, but it doesn't mean like they're gonna make it an isolated place where no one else is allowed to go. I hope. I would like to trade with them.
Well, as the ruler of Themis, that is something that you can do. And I think that would go a long way towards building relations, especially as other nation states have much to atone for.
Okay. Do you want to call him back in, or you want to let him sweat for a day?
I think we could probably just do it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't see any benefit to making them sweat.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So they go in and they get him, and he comes back, and he takes out his little wristband. He goes boop boop boop, and he shrinks down so he can fit in the door. And he says, "Well, that was quick. What is your decision?"
We have decided to.
We'll swear, yes.
Okay.
I hope to trade with the sovereign nation of the Jankan and Cyclops in the future.
Okay.
So I guess how do we want to word this?
Oh, you see, stuck to the freshly cleaned window is a legal document. It says, "We, the heroes of prophecy, Hop LLC, swear an oath to restore Yonder to the rightful amnesty and ownership of his true people, the Cyclops."
I don't know if we're an LLC.
Yeah,
I
there's
mean,
there's
considering-
gonna be a lot of
We want to be an
liability.
LLC because it means that the arbiters of the law cannot be hired to sue us directly. They would sue the limited liability company, not Andronicus specifically. Although you could kind of get away scot-free because nobody remembers you.
So Sibo, Julian, and Maya, you do recognize that as Kyra's handwriting, but it is on Chandras's legal letterhead paper. So Andronicus, it's very confusing because the handwriting looks like the handwriting from many of your biggest fans that you receive fan mail from.
Interesting. They must have gone to some sort of school that keeps them
The same writing school, obviously.
Okay. All right, let me see here.
And I guess you would just tag on there, like, with the conclusion of the war against Sidon following the end of the age of the Oath of Peace would probably be the timetable.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Because his is going to be that he, Bront of the Jankans, last of the Jankans, swears an oath of service to assist the heroes of prophecy in their endeavors to prevent war, genocide, bloodshed, and destruction, and should it be necessary, the war that is to follow the end of the Oath of Peace. Until that conflict has ended. So that's going to be his oath.
Yeah, sounds good.
Okay.
Put my X on the line.
All right. As you guys swear these oaths to each other, you feel the ship shudder, and you watch ripples appear, moving outwards from the ship's cabin into the waves and ocean beyond. Maya, as a champion of Thylea, you know that this oath has been heard and is now written into being.
With Maya's new knowledge of Thylea, like about how she is, like, I wonder why oaths are so important, so powerful for her.
All right. Bront says, well, you have some traveling to do if you wish to restore the sword to its true power. To fix the Titan's bane, it must be immersed in the fiery flow of Typhon. Softened thus, it must be charged with the soul of a storm. Thus charged, it must be cooled in the rains of the nether seas. And finally, it must be baptized with Titan blood. Here I wrote it down in case you needed to reference it later.
Thank you.
I wonder if Luthir would offer blood for it to be baptized.
Wonder if Kira's would count now that she's got this whole Halcyon thing.
That's also true.
Baptized seems like a lot, though.
Yeah. We also need to free Halcyon too. But that's not going to happen until we find the Kraken. Or fight the Kraken.
Oh, Bront says, oh, you seek the Kraken. It lairs near the Isle of the Dragon, home of Hexia, the Emerald Queen. Be warned, the Kraken is a creation of Sidon.
We have had a run-in with it before.
Ah, and survived.
Barely.
Well, I will begin restoration of the blade in preparation for its renewal. And he moves to take it.
All right.
All right.
Let him take it.
As he does, when he touches it, he is almost like paralyzed on the spot. His eye light begins to glow brightly, and he starts to have like a seizure.
Not. Are you okay?
Foam is kind of forming around his mouth and going into his beard. His eye light is flickering on and off.
I'm gonna try and put his hand away from the blade.
Okay. Give me an athletics.
All right. Check skill athletics.
Okay. Yeah, it's on there. He's gripping it pretty tight.
Can Saros and I try as well?
He's actually kind of cutting himself on it because it's so jagged and melted. Yeah. You can both. He'll give you advantage. Okay, with advantage, 19 is what you needed to beat his athletics. So you kind of pull him away from it, and he kind of shudders a bit, and he says, I understand now. I understand more than I ever wanted to. He looks down at the blade, and he says to the blade, "I promise you. I swear it." And then he reaches out to touch the blade again. And as he does, he's able to pick it up.
What was that
Everything
from?
all right?
He smiles at you, and it's not like a fuck you smile or a you want to argue about politics over Thanksgiving dinner smile or a you guys are a bunch of idiots, I can't believe what idiots you are smile, but a true smile. And his eyes, or his eye, glistens with tears that are not shed. And he says, "They are better than they ever have been. For I know purpose now, and truth. Thank you for not giving up on me."
Thank you for helping us save Thylea.
Okay. And he goes, boop, boop, boop. And he shrink down, and he leave the room. Saros watches him go and seems very confused. "Did the blade speak with anyone else who came into contact with it? Was anyone else have such a reaction?"
I don't think so. Did any of us touch it?
I mean, somebody
We
had
had
to for it to get here. Yeah.
Yeah, to bring it in.
I identified it, but
Oh yeah, that's true.
I don't
Yeah.
remember a reaction to it.
I wonder what Bront saw.
If I had to hazard a guess, confirmation of what we've been telling him, perhaps? Perhaps the previous soul spoke to him.
Well, if the twins took down their siblings, I wonder if it was with this sword.
That would be strong confirmation.
And then maybe when he touched it, that's what was maybe that was the vision that was given to him. Well, now we know where at least we know what we're going to be doing after this. After we save Thylea, right?
Yeah.
Giving back the Ultros and then saving, providing, well, not giving back, but giving away the Ultros and returning Yonder to the Gen Can.
Okay. What now?
Do we go visit the rock?
So long as we have enough time.
I believe we should make an effort to go and see the rocks.
Well, it's either that or the Island of Time.
Went through the effort of dispatching the Hydra to get its body. I think we should make use of it.
Yeah, I think we should. There
We
is
said it-
one other window for the Isle of Time if we miss this one.
Mhm.
But I think we should head for the rock and then hopefully have time to get to the Isle of Time.
All right. Let's rock and roll.
What do you mean roll? We're
I mean-
sailing there, Julian. What are you
You're
talking
rolling
about?
on the waves.
I know rocks like to roll, but I don't understand. I don't understand the context of this.
Okay. Did I
Just another.
did we do sailing rolls for this and then we got distracted? Do I have to watch last week's episode to figure out what we did with the sailing? Oh man, hold on.
I'm not sure if you did or not.
I think we did, and then immediately you guys were like, "Oh shit, we have all this stuff we have to deal with," and then it was like, "Oh yeah."
Yeah, you rolled and there was no complications. We go straight there.
Was
I
it? Was that really? Was that what happened?
No,
I
I
feel
feel
like
like it was.
Actually, we sailed so fast that we
Oh.
gained extra days.
I didn't tell you guys the results before I could tell
Yeah.
you guys the results, but there was
Right.
there's always a sailing encounter. Okay. But the days.
You told us that it was a long day because we rolled I think 2 or something like that.
Yeah, it was like 5
And-
days.
Yeah, something like that.
Oh my god. Okay. Because nobody wanted to make any sacrifices to side on.
Mm-hmm.
And you're entering the Forgotten Seas, and the Forgotten Seas is the bunch. Okay. So you guys are on the 3rd. So you would make it to the area of the rock on the 8th. And then look at that full moon corresponding with the end of the blood moon curse. Oh, it's beautiful. And then you would have 5 days to make it to the Isle of Time. If you did everything you needed to do with the area of the rock in 1 day. Pretty
Oof.
spicy. Pretty spicy.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Let's see what happens. Okay. That means you guys have 5 days of downtime on the ship. So at this point in the campaign, I think everybody's pretty well automated on the use of downtime and such. So let's see. Oh, the Keladone would show up at some point. So if you guys had crafting request, you could send it off with the Keladone. There we go.
We wanted to make some stuff from this Hydra.
Yeah. So figure out what you want it to make while I'm getting your sailing stuff sorted. All right, chapter 6. Oh,
Anybody want that fire resistant armor?
I've already got fire resistant armor.
All right, slow down there, Mr. 4 Resistances.
I mean, honestly, I feel like it's time to start. Like we make everything we can, right? And then I feel like it's time to start just passing it out to B team members.
Well, I think we agree that Julian would work on the spine staff of multiplied recovery.
all right.
So Julian will use that for his downtime
Okay.
actions.
All right. Let me figure out how long it's going to take you to make. That would be Hammond's. Okay.
And then I know Bicycles was said he can make 1 superior healing potion a day. I think.
Mhm.
I think we might as well get the hide made into the studded leather and the big scales made into the scale mail.
You know what? I think the studded leather might be excellent for
Or
I'm
Who?
drawing a blank.
Corinna?
Yes.
Okay.
Jeez, I'm sorry.
No worries. It
fire
is.
resistant hide for Kurna. I believe that's a great idea.
That's a very thoughtful gift.
Yeah.
Yeah, fire.
Congratulations on getting rid of your burn scars. Here's some fire resistance armor so it doesn't happen again.
I mean, I imagine we're also probably going to give her the arrows, right? Like,
Yup.
All right. Staff of multiplied recovery. Recommended artificer. Okay, that's cool. Let's see. Just finding the comparable crafting recipe.
Let's see. Do I have any?
Rods, staves, and wands. There we go. Mm,
Do my spells require components that we can get from this Hydra?
mm-hmm. Bowl, staff. Almost there. Ooh, the recipe for javelins of lightning. I guess now that Sarah swore a oath to you guys, he would probably have to tell you that if you asked him. Oh well, let's keep going. Let's see. Just have a golf bag, just like full of javelins of lightning.
And we ruled that I can throw those
That's
as
what
one
a
of my
certain
attacks.
grumpy face captain of the Sidonites likes to do. He carries a little golf bag full of javelins of lightning. Let's see. Staff.
Gotta get a javelin of lightning of returning.
Woof. Julian,
Be nice.
this staff may take you a long time to make by yourself, even though you have the materials to do so. I don't know if this wants to be like an ongoing labor of love, and when it's finished, you're like, hot damn, I did it, or if you want other
What
people to assist you
ourselves.
with it.
As much as Julian would like to do it by himself, he needs to utilize all resources at his disposal. So whomever can pitch in and help,
Okay.
he will ask.
Cool, because it's going to take 400 checks, so you're definitely going to want other people to help you with this item.
Probably.
Yeah, so what you could do is you could work in shifts where during the downtime, where I think you're only allowed to put in 8 hours in a day. But then you could pass it off to other people. So, for example, if you wanted Steros to help you with it, he would do so. Liren would be willing to help with it as well. Trying to think of anyone else in the ship who might be able to assist you. I'm gonna go to the dashboard, see if I
Avo?
spot.
Avo, the one who helped harvest it.
Oh
maybe?
yeah, Avo could definitely help with it as well, because she's been trained in the Mythic Forge. All right. Yeah, that sounds good. That's enough of you that you could work on it essentially 24/7. All right. All right, so let's see. The 4 of you are working on it. So Julian, 5 times 8. Yeah, that's a lot of checks. So what we'll do is I'll put the item on your downtime, and then I'll add the NPC's checks in as they make them. How's that sound?
Sounds good to me.
All right, so this will be new item, Hydra Staff. All right, and what would you just need like tinkering tools in this, right? I'm assuming because Artificer.
I mean, if that's what's appropriate. I mean, I can.
Yeah.
Third level, I can make whatever I need.
Yeah, that's true. So we'll do a tool check, and we'll do Artificer. We got Tinker tools right here, and then there we go. Completion target 400. God damn. All right, and then current
It's a
progress
bigger
is.
project than learning to use an axe, which you then got taken away from you.
Oh, hey, listen. It's
Listen,
about.
I still use a battle axe, and I still have an axe to grind with that Gigan.
Fair.
Although now we've got to return him to his rightful place on.
I do think it's
I
do think it's fascinating, right? That Orin's like, after everything Orin's been through, he's like, yeah, I don't have a problem with that. And then we go back in time to Orin having a problem with like 2 Cyclops bandits. Yeah.
Orin has problem with bandits, not Cyclops.
I don't know.
That's what he'll tell you.
Yeah, that wasn't my takeaway from it. All right, so Julian, I guess just hit that button on Hydrostaff.
Yeah,
40
just like smash
times.
that like and subscribe button.
Yeah, hit it 40 fucking times. All right, and it should track your successes.
All right. So you want me to hit it 40 times?
Yeah, you get 39
Okay.
more. Yep.
All right.
I'll just clear chat when you're done. And then technically I have to hit it. What is it?
20.
How many other hours are in a day? Let's see. If there's 8 plus another 8
24?
is 16, right? If there's 8,
Yeah, 16. Yeah, 16.
that sounds
So
good.
he does
So
8, and then the two of them together do 16.
all right, so 16 times 5. I have to hit it 80 times. All right, here I go. Sorry about your chat. 1, 2, 3. Oh no, there's no fast way to it. Maybe if we hold down Shift. Hold on.
What you could do is just throw out like 40 d20s and anything that's above the number that they need.
And just count them.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, I'm gonna do that. Then I'll just there we go. All right. How fun. All right, here we go. 80. So we gotta do 79 of these. Okay. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. So we'll do 20, 20, 20, and 20. That's 80. All right. Anything that's 15 or higher is a success. A lot of successes.
You probably have a better chance counting all the failures.
All right, 15 out of 20 just on that first batch. Nice.
My screen is just full of dice right now. And so you guys know, if you can right click on the dice and move them around and drag. You didn't know
What?
that. Yeah.
Oh, that's so cool! I didn't know that.
Yeah. If you were all to roll them yourself, you could, but it doesn't make a difference.
Let's get back. I got back, but I did hear about my Cyclops. There's no prejudice there. Those bandit Cyclopses they've all but admitted to feeding people to manticores.
So, anyways, there was 48 successes from your support team, Julian, over the past 5 days. So when you're all done rolling, let me know, and I will go ahead and add 48 to your total.
Get the long rest too.
Yeah, everybody should long rest.
All right.
And
Yeah.
somebody give
I'm
me a
rolled up.
Somebody give me a D5. Okay. So, on your 5th day of travel, as you are closing in on
I resummon an Elpis at some point during the first day. Also,
yeah, that would be a good idea. Yeah. Let's see.
although I only have 7 drachmae, so I need somebody else to take the other 3.
Oh, we haven't been over to the Stormbreaker in a while. I wonder.
I got you, Andronicus.
Thank you.
Yeah, I don't have the I don't have animated water. Oh, Arbor Similitude ruined. Oh well. I'll put that on my to-do list. Mythic update water. Okay. All right. Let's take you guys over to the ship. Okay. So as everybody is getting settled, on the I guess evening of the 4th day of travel, or I guess the afternoon of the 5th day of travel, and you're getting ready to do the PowerPoint presentation and star story. You got some fun sea adventure music playing in the background. Everyone's excited because last night was the last night of the blood moon, and they were all still alive. And everything's going your way. Everything's so cool and so great. The crew is up on top, getting some wonderful Mediterranean sea breeze, eating food out in the open air, ready to listen to story time, and then the less exciting PowerPoint time. And that is when the Kyra story, only a few words into the story, is interrupted by the haunting sounds of singing coming from beneath the waves. As the music begins to wash over you and the crew, I need everybody to give me wisdom saving throws. All right. Elpis, Callius, as a summoner on Tuesdays, I know those feels. Callius and Elpis and Julian and Orin, you make your saves.
Sack me.
Yeah, sack me.
Oh, okay. This is an out of combat sack.
I know.
All right, so this one is for Maya. This one is for.
Oh, never mind.
This one is for Mark Anthony.
Am I able to
Yeah.
add some salt to
God
that roll?
damn it.
The DC is a 20, so you are a bit out of range for it, Sibo.
Oh,
Fucking oof.
But
Uh,
each will succeed at Ellie Telemacost.
No, don't do that outside of
No.
combat like that.
That's gonna be
No.
Fucking your max HP is reduced by 75%.
yeah. You get that same. You get the max 20 HP going down by 25 4 times.
No, I don't think with a you don't have advantage on wisdom saves, right? So you'd still be
11, yeah.
even with his new ability, yeah. A
Although I
margin
don't
of
know why
5.
Andronicus is way over there. I would just be
Oh,
hanging out
if a
with him.
DM did that to me, I'd be so mad. Oh my god. I'd be like, you son of a bitch. You know that I can't stand to fail my dice rolls. Ugh, I guess I'll just kill myself. Then you Jesus. Get 3 succeeded at cost results? Oh my god. Hey, but if it's a clutch roll though. If it's a clutch roll.
So excited.
Yeah, so people begin throwing themselves overboard. En masse. Some of them are B team members. Some of them might even be big boys. What is the play here? I guess we got a skill. I guess this is too. There's too many moving parts for this to not be a skill challenge. So let me throw everybody into a skill challenge real quick. All right, so we'll do this boy right here, who would not be bolstered anymore, but would also not be in a bad luck spiral. And let's see, Andronicos, Julian, and Steve-O.
Are we rolling?
Yep, rolling. All right, so the longer this goes on, the more people you will lose. In the first round, you are going to lose sailors. In the second round, you will start losing sailors and B teamers. So you gotta be quick on your feet, trying to figure out what's going on and resolve it. All right. There are 3 skills that are chosen that could be used. that would be optimal for this scenario. And this scenario does encourage the use of creative spellcasting. So if you feel you have a creative spellcasting solution, you should definitely not be afraid to throw it out there.
Yeah, I thunderous smite Pythor back towards the boat.
Well, let's see these rolls. Julian, you're up first. You made the roll, and you see people are just diving into the waters. Some of them are screaming, Mater, I am coming! And others are crying out for those they've lost or those they long for. Others are just crying out for, treasure! I see it there! And so on and so forth.
Can I make an Arcana check as to what magical creature might cause an effect like this?
You certainly can. And Arcana is actually one of the abilities.
How are we fixed for Fanspiration, guys? Because I'm out of DM Inspiration.
I think we have 2.
We have 1 left.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, no, we're
going
gonna save that.
And I should let you know, you need to end a round with 10 successes.
Oh Jesus!
I didn't update it. We're at 2 because we got one
Okay.
midweek.
All right, I'm at a +7. Let's just go for it.
Okay. Okay, yeah, that is a success, but not a critical success. So there's 1 success, and you realize that this is definitely a magical compulsion, a charm-based effect.
Am I close enough to make it a critical success? Can I succeed at a cost to do so?
Oh my goodness. Let me see.
Just add a dash of salt to that.
That would bring it up to yeah. Because this was one of the lower DCs, that will succeed.
All right.
So here is your sack, and then you have 2 successes. Unlucky, you gain a misfortune token.
Great.
All right. You get a long rest tonight. Should be fine. But for the rest of the challenge, it's gonna suck.
Yeah, that's why I say great.
Yeah. All right. And then I can apply the critical or the commune
All
effect
right,
for
thank you.
and then it should automatically adjust your rolls. All right. So
Great.
play passes to Orin.
All right.
I'm assuming, Julian, you shout these findings to the others.
I will. Yes.
Okay.
All right. So Warren's sitting down below, helping with rowing. Feels the familiar tug of charm magic pulling at their senses. Looks around, sees the situation. They're gonna run through the boat and see if they can quickly locate Falana and get her to start, because knows that Falana is capable of staving off. So find Falana and get her to start up a counter charm.
Okay.
Along the way, he'd be looking for anybody else that could also start up songs like that.
So, first of all, you just lost a lot of chiropiety. And then, secondly, you have a couple of bards on the boat. So, Falana goes and gathers the other bards, and they will all perform a group counter charm. So that will be a critical success. Good thinking.
Set up near the entrances and exits of the ship, so that the ones coming up from below deck have to go past you to get to the surface.
Yeah, because you don't have to be able to sing well to do a counter song.
Oh, damn. Maya, it's you.
Okay. Since we were the day we were arriving, I probably would have been on deck, seeing this happening. And
well, everybody was on deck for story time when this happened. Yeah, that's part of the problem. Is it was a beautiful night and everybody was like celebrating the blood moon being over, and yeah.
Haven't finished preparing my spell, so I'm still limited on hydrophyte spells. So I'm gonna go ahead and seeing that there's singing going on and stuff like that. I want to thunder wave into the air to try and make a loud noise to see if I can shock people out of it.
Okay. I would treat that as an intimidate. Intimidate is one of the 3 skills that would have a lower DC. You may make an intimidation with advantage. and you may use your wisdom for this because you're pumping it through a spell, essentially.
Okay, so
You're
that
trying
would
to
just-
shock them out of the charm.
All right, so then it would just be a normal wisdom check for me because I'm not trained
Okay.
in intimidation. So wisdom check.
Okay.
Oh, I should put it. I should put it in blind.
I mean,
Bad.
you'll know if you succeed or not. So 24. Let's see, is a success.
Okay.
Okay, so that'd be one more success.
All right.
All right, you good with that? Okay. Play passes to Sibo.
I failed. So what are my options?
Oh, that's true. And nobody tried to save you either. This is
I know,
terrible.
I
This
know,
is
that-
terrible.
I imagine
That's-
Falana would have been somewhere adjacent to Sibo, right?
I think we were making out below decks when this happened. So maybe.
Oh, wow.
No,
Okay, okay.
Kidding.
That makes
Uh,
perfect sense.
Yeah.
So for this, you will play as Nessa. What would Nessa do to try and either save Sibo or save the whole crew? What would her contribution be? What would her idea be? What would her check be? I will roll the appropriate one.
Yeah, I would assume she would look for any of the five not the five. Wow, the heroes of prophecy who
Okay.
may seem under the influence and
Okay.
try to smack them about or whatever needs to be done to snap them out of it.
Okay. So she would obviously she would find Sibo. So
Yeah.
what would her play be to get Sibo shook out of this?
That would be making out. That would be
Interesting.
Booby rubs.
Boobas. Okay.
Boobas,
All right.
Yeah.
All right. We will attempt a persuasion boobas. All
I think
right.
with advantage.
Sounds like a Constitution persuasion.
The Constitution.
Or would it just be an
persuasion.
athletics to grapple you with the motorboat?
Oh, that
feel like-
actually works too. Yeah.
All right.
And
Yeah,
what
it's
do you need to
definitely a
roll
titty
to-
slap check.
Yeah.
All right. A 22
Yeah. That
Is a
breaks my
six-
DC. Yeah.
is a success. So you come to, and
Literally.
you were about to jump into the water. Well, are you at liberty to tell us what is your heart's desire? What would have beckoned what would have beckoned Sibo?
His best friend who he got killed. Calling for help.
Damn. All right. Well, as you prepare to dive into the seas and save them when you couldn't save them before, you instead kind of gasp for breath, pull yourself free of Thylea's best boobas, and realize that the song is still going, and that it's too late for them. All right. So the next rotation you would play as Sibo then.
Okay.
All right.
Do I need to roll to see if I splooge my pants at all? Or-
That's up to you. That kind of
Okay.
stuff is up to you. You
Got it,
handle that.
got it.
Yeah. All right. So, Dronkos, what's your contribution?
All right, so I've got a couple ideas.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, good.
My first idea was just attack Sibo, but I guess I don't have to do that anymore. No,
Okay.
So I've got my channel divinities.
Okay.
One of which is a fear effect. What are we currently doing for fear effects? Are we just playing regular 5e fear, or did we...
We're doing the -1 to everything, DCs, all that jazz, because it just shakes you up so bad. But you can still have full agency.
In that case, I will run to wherever on deck are the most people, and I will instead do my Scorn the Unworthy.
Oh.
Your Dragonlord Oath elevates you above the multitudes of the corrupt and the weak. As an action, you can intone the Dragonlord's Oath using your channel divinity. Creatures within you, within 30 feet of you that are large or smaller in size, make a DC 16 Charisma check or save. They fall prone and lose concentration if they fail.
Okay.
So that's the resource that I want to use. What do you want me to?
Okay, that would be an intimidation. and I would say that you would have advantage on the intimidation, and that DC has increased, but is still lower than just the start one of the others. So go ahead and give me an intimidation with advantage.
All right.
Ooh, that's definitely a success. That's real good.
And then also, whoever the lightest person that's trying to leave is, I want Elpis to swoop in after them.
Gotcha.
And then Callius, Andronicus is going to look over at her and be like, "This isn't exactly what we practiced for, but it's close. Do that breath thing we've been working on." And she's going to do a repulsion breath to keep people.
Oh, very nice. So yeah, you see a couple of people just leap off the ship, and then you hear this boom, and then they kind of like fly back up in the air and then flop back onto the boat. Beautiful. All right. As the round ends, you have 7 out of 10. So 3d10 crew are lost. All right. So 16 sailors will not be recoverable from all of this mayhem and madness that is happening. As you roll into round 2, you only need 3 successes. You just need to hold 10 till the end of the round, else you will lose more crew and 1 BT member will be lost. Randomly determined. Julian, to you.
Julian?
I'm here. I'm thinking.
And not making the check by 10 or more loses one of your successes. So just keep that in mind. But you guys have been crushing it, so. And you generally have a sense after that pass round that the DC is 20-ish is the base DC.
I really want to find the source of this and try and do something about it. Gosh. But that would be my investigating, and that's Can I try and just do like a mass persuasion of those that are still on deck?
You can.
All right, yeah, that's what I'm going to try and do. Julian's going to fly up and he's going to shout out to everyone. He'll call out, "Open your eyes, open your mind's eye, you're being deceived. Look for what is real. Look deep in your heart that is being lied to. Shake this off. We are all heroes of prophecy. Let us band together and resist." All right, and I will roll for persuasion.
All right, give me a persuasion. Persuasion is not the third secret skill.
I'm just trying to think of what I can do, you know?
Yeah, that is not going to be enough for success, but it is not a critical. Oh.
Can I succeed at a cost?
Yeah, you lose 2 hit dice. For each hit die, you're unable to lose, gain a point of exhaustion.
All right, I'll just do hit die.
All right, that is 1 success. Okay, Oren, to you.
So that puts us at what, 8?
Yep, you have 8.
All right. So Warren at this point's up on deck, looking around, looking into the waves. Let's see. So I assume some of the people going overboard are like coming to their senses, like as the song, like finally making their checks eventually, like but they're already in the water.
Correct. Yeah, there are people that are drowning. Sharks are showing up to eat people. It's a good time.
Okay. Yeah. Warren's gonna run around on deck, throwing.
You see your friend Hamburger Shark from the Great Games is there, just chowing down on sailors. It's just a good time.
Perfect.
Waves a fin
Yeah.
at you. Yeah.
Yeah, alright, Oar's gonna start chucking out like oars and crates and things that
Mhm.
float to the people that look like they've got their senses about them, just trying to get flotation devices to
Okay.
everybody.
It kind of sounds like an athletics check is what it sounds like.
Yeah, it'll work.
All right.
Alright, I'm gonna re-roll that.
Mm.
Alright, then
Okay.
I'll burn my Expiration,
Okay.
which is a D10 because we're level 10.
Correct. 10 at 10.
20.
20 is not enough.
I'll succeed at we'll do the new one, any cost.
Oh, you don't have to go that far. But I'll only bill you for it if you have to go that far.
Okay.
All right. So that is a normal success.
Alright, so I get a stress.
Yes, stress. Yeah.
I can add that. Alright.
Which would just get rid of your well rest.
Yeah.
Because you guys have been sleeping on the boat. All right. So we got only one success left. 3 more people. Easy peasy. Play passes to you, Maya.
All right. Amaya's gonna try and try and find the source of this thing by like listening to where it's coming from.
Ah, okay.
But also still trying to keep her mind and not fall under its influence.
All right. This would be a perception check, obviously, but let's see what happens.
All right, perception, and I'll use an inspiration on this so I do it advantage.
Okay.
All right, perception. All right, perception. There it is.
Oof. Wow. That is not a success.
Can I succeed at a cost?
You cannot.
Okay.
Nor at a Telemacost, nor at any Telemacost.
Okay. Well,
You rolled a 2 and a 3.
all right.
Yeah.
Oh well. Well, that's what I tried.
Okay. No worries. We got 2 more people. That's fine.
Yep.
Steve-O, to you.
So can we see what's doing this? Like,
The music and the singing seems to be coming from the ocean itself. And as you look at the waters, they shimmer like silver because the moon Fengari has resumed her normal, beautiful, silvery, kind of pale whitish complexion. The reddish coloration that has haunted the nights for the past 5 to 7 days is past. But you do see that amongst the shimmers is sort of the swirl of like almost bioluminescent light.
all right. I think I'm looking at something real fast. Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna cast Water Walk on people I see going to the edge.
Okay.
Of the boat to keep them from going under. Fuck, it's a ritual. Never mind. Nope, never mind. It's a ritual.
Yeah, I was about to say. Yeah, it takes a bit too long for this. Yeah.
Are you sure I can't do this for an hour? Are you?
Yeah. Oh, what else you got?
Hold on.
What else you got?
I will do water breathing instead, I think.
Maybe some watery tentacles to grab people.
I can only do 1 per round. Or sorry.
And the time of the skill challenge kind of nebulous though. Time.
Yeah. And these have to be 10 willing creatures to breathe underwater. So the charmed ones are kind of preoccupied, so they will not be willing. They're just the only thing they're willing to do is leap into the water after their heart's desire.
Okay. Well. Okay. I see what you're saying. All right.
Yeah.
Then we'll do the watery tentacles.
Okay.
Attempt to grab people.
All right. I'm gonna treat watery tentacles as a athletics check, but you may roll with the tentacles instead of using a strength athletics.
Okay. All right. So what do you need to roll then?
Does the tentacles have a roll, right? To
Oh yeah. So it would be to
spell
your point,
attack roll,
it's a
right?
grapple. Yeah. Well, it's
Yeah.
a grapple. So yeah.
Okay. So yeah, give me a spell attack roll. So your proficiency plus your int plus a d20.
Just throw an Eldritch Blast.
That's what I was
Yeah, you
thinking.
can just do an Eldritch Blast. There you go.
Okay.
You run out onto the top deck, start blasting people, send them
Yeah.
down quicker.
The
and
elegant solution. All right. Even with the increased difficulty of someone else already having done athletics, a 25 is a success. So you are at 10 successes, and Dronikos just doesn't just don't critically fail, and you're fine. So Sibo, you just you start dock-ocking, grabbing people, pulling them away from sharks, pulling them back onto the ship, clinging to the side of the ship, demanding someone tell you where to find Spider-Man, that sort of thing.
Yes. Exactly. Yeah.
All right.
All right.
Andronikos.
Andronicus fondly pats Spider-Man on VHS in his bag,
you always keep it close.
and how? So it seems like the sound itself is what is conveying the charm effect, correct?
For sure.
Okay, I want to, on whatever opposite side of the ship from where the bard counter charm chain is happening, I want to go over there, and then I want
They got two bars at each staircase, essentially.
Okay, so in like the middle of the ship, then I
Okay.
want to cast Gust of Wind, which I
Okay.
assume is really loud, to sort of try to like drown out the sound.
It certainly would be disruptive to sound waves. Let's see. Gust of wind, strong line of wind. Each creature that starts its turn blows people down. Oh man, nothing finer than the prison break in Skull and Shackles. This was the greatest gust of wind ever cast in any game. Let me see. I guess this could be considered disruptive. In a way, you're almost like airbender style, like wielding this like a performance or like an acrobatic display of just trying to whip this thing around without blowing your own people off the ship.
Yeah, I'm good with performance, and I'm okay with knocking people over as long as they get knocked people over
All
on
right.
the boat and still
All
on
right,
the boat.
so give me a performance wisdom, because this is going off of your spellcasting stat.
Wisdom?
Well, I'm a
charisma.
paladin, so my spellcasting
Oh,
stat
right,
is
it's charisma first. Yeah, okay, sorry. Yeah, give me a charisma. Yeah, so yeah, just give me a performance. Okay, it is not a critical failure, so you're good. You can just end
I'll
the.
take it.
You'll take it. All right.
You know, Elpis and Callius doing the
You
same.
saying that? You saying I pass with a D? I'll take it.
We're
I'll
gonna, lose,
take
we're,
it.
gonna,
All
we're
right.
gonna lose a BT member. Oh no.
You're not. You have 10 out of 10.
Oh yeah, okay. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
true.
I said.
Okay.
I wouldn't advise you
Oh,
to
yeah.
fail. Yeah.
See
All
you
right.
later, Pythor.
All right. So with that, the song continues for a while, but the crew has lashed themselves down, slapped themselves silly, knocked themselves unconscious, been counter-songed, been dock-ocked, been motorboated,
Hit with an oar.
been bit by a shark and come to their senses. So in the end, under Julian's rallying cry, under the thumping reverb of a wind, a tunnel of wind, with the background music of these bards counter spelling, the song eventually fades. The luminescent lights disperse, but the 16 crew members are never seen again.
That could have
What lord
gone
was that?
much worse, but
What in all Thylea was that?
Siebes, you could do a history check if you'd like. Okay.
I'd like to pull up a
Um,
harpy.
in ancient times, the Sirens had a great flying city. It was the pinnacle of beauty and magic and civilization. The Sirens were essentially almost divine in their beauty, their perfection, and their skills. They were favored by the twins and all who knew them. They performed a concert to honor the twins, and for whatever reason, one of the songs was so upsetting to Sidon that he brought forth a storm that had the likes of which had never been seen before and never been seen since. So mighty, so furious, so wrathful that it ripped their city from the sky and cast it down into the seas.
yeah, but then afterwards he invented the rainbow.
The many died that day, and the sirens that you know today, with their bird-like features, that is their cursed form. For the survivors of the destruction of their city were captured by Lutheria and tormented and tortured and made monstrous. And that is the origin of the first harpies. And some overcame the curse, but were forever marked by it. And others were unable to ever shed their bitterness at what they had lost, at what had been taken from them. And so their music, the harpy song, became a perversion of music used to lure people to their death and to their demise. This phenomenon is some of the ancient spirits of those who died so long ago continuing to try and take vengeance upon the living for what happened to them.
I'm blue, dot'em dee dot'em
Yeah.
die, dot'em dee da.
So this is an extremely rare event, but it has been recorded in history as having happened before. It is something that does happen. They call it the Singing Seas.
Probably chart it out where this is. This is. Never mind. This is always moving too, isn't it?
Yeah, somebody likes to play the shell game with all the islands. Keep people confused, bamboozled.
They like to play the shell game at sea.
Mm.
I think.
All right.
Yeah, some other lore there is when the Siren City fell, it fell on the Dolphin City, and that's how the Dolphin War started.
That is true.
That's true.
That is true.
Right. Standing at the back of the ship, Warren's gonna turn out a coin purse of drachma and dump 32 coins out into the sea.
After you do the head count.
Still scanning, yeah. After doing that, they'll turn to the mast of the ship and climb up the rigging, and get to the crow's nest, and the next 12 hours or so we'll keep watch, see if there's any signs of anyone surfacing.
As you do this, this gesture, you see the crew. They watch and they whisper and they say, "See, the champion of Lutheria. He ensures that those who died will find a better place in the afterlife." And then
Not
the
a better
murmur.
place.
Oh! Yeah, you kind of say that over your shoulder as you're administering these rites or whatever.
Not a better place, just another.
But they died in your service. They died for our cause.
They died because we weren't fast enough. We'll try to do better next time.
On those dour words, the celebration and story time end with story time and PowerPoint presentation postponed till tomorrow morning.
Julian will join Oren in the standing watch for those that went overboard.
Okay.
And he will stand watch for about as long as he can until he needs to like go to sleep or needs to work on the staff in solidarity, but also to at some point try and have a conversation about not lying, but sometimes pitching things differently for the sake of morale. Presenting the facts in the most positive light possible.
Need to know the reality of what they are in.
I'm not saying lie or bend the truth but don't take away their hope, I guess is the best thing I can say. Because it's so easy to delude someone if they wish to delude themselves, but
I want them fully aware, not deluded. I told them we'd do better next time. That should be all the assurance they need.
Right, but see how they're walking away, how they're hanging their heads. Because you spun it in such a factual manner, they are having to stare the truth in the face that I might die. But if you say, yes, I put out coins for them so that they can pay the boatman's fare, and rest assured that we will do better next time, despite our losses. And the crew that we lost, they had friends among them. Tell them to drink in their memory. Things like that. Don't lie, but at the same time, don't take away their hope. We are lucky, cursed, blessed something that we are able to weave our own fate as we are, but those that follow us do not have the same luxury or the same benefits. And if we only leave them with stark realities and not a chance to at least try for something different, for something better, that is just as bad as lying to them sometimes. I'm not saying that what I'm...
I don't think I see it that way, but I get your point. Try to leave off on better notes next time. Or just come and
That's all I
get you.
ask. And I can't imagine what you've been through, Oren. If you ever want to talk about it, I would like to think I could listen. We weren't complete without you, and I'm glad you're back. And I will stand watch with you as long as I can, trying to get that staff made.
Ward will nod over his shoulder at you, then keep staring out at the sea. I'll let you know when I'm ready to talk about it.
Fair enough. And Julian will stand watch as long as he can. If Oren leaves, he'll leave with him, or if he needs to rest or needs to go back to work, he will do so.
All right. If I can get a Constitution save from you and Orin for staying up and keeping watch.
I'm gonna move away from Jonicus real quick, so it doesn't.
Oh, fair.
It's getting artificially inflated here.
Yeah, I suppose I should do that too.
That how he do? Oh, so that is another layer of stress, or I guess your first actual layer of stress / exhaustion, Orin. Okay.
Ah, shit.
10 is all you needed. It's your first.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, your first night of staying up all night. So.
I'd rather do a succeeded cast out of combat than
It could be pretty bad just to avoid one stack of exhaustion, but yeah, you could do it.
Yeah, I'll do it.
All right.
Touche dice.
All right. Yeah. So you push through, but you push through too hard.
That sums up Orin's approach.
Yeah. All right. So you guys arrive at the Aerie of the Rock, which lovely map over here. And then you get story time. All right.
And there would have been a chance to long rest before we get to the Aerie. Okay.
Well, this is the
Long
night
this or-
before reaching, so
Okay.
you would not have had a chance to long rest.
All right.
Now,
Well,
if
that's
you could
why I
convince
wanted
the
to
other,
clarify.
if you could convince the others to wait for you, maybe.
Nah. I push on.
Wait, so after the siren stuff, we didn't get a long rest.
You guys did. Julian and Orin
okay.
decided to stay up throughout the night and kind of keep watch to be
Okay.
dramatic and cool, which I think is very dramatic and cool. So, but
Okay.
it wouldn't be as cool if there weren't actual penalties for it. Like, you know.
On the plus side, my reduced maximum health goes back now.
Nice. Okay. Let's see. Mm-mm-mm. Okay, we'll play this.
Any issue with taking a short rest?
Hey, you guys, yeah, take a short rest while you're getting story time. Yeah, that's fine.
Alright.
I mean, you guys are on a timer now, but you're also on your own schedule. So you make the call of how much time you want to spend doing stuff. Just know that the world is moving fast now, and things are happening in the background. All right. So Kyra says, "Well, it's daytime, so you can't really see the stars anymore, but I'll give you the star story anyways. To the best of my ability. You can see her kind of squinting up at the clouds and like shielding her eyes from the sun. And she's like, where is it? Oh man, it's so bright. Where is it? Okay, yeah, that's the one. Or maybe, okay, I've almost got it. Hold on, I'm just about there. Oh, you're killing me. And she says, okay, well, I can't even see the squinted, so just take my word for it. There's a constellation up there that looks like a nymph. And this is about that. So just let it sink in. All right. Here we go. Oh, okay. I see why. All right. So it's not a person. It actually looks like a tree. Just trust me, okay? So the stars that look like a tree, that's the nymph, and her story is tragic. While out on a hunt, King Lacanthus of Pythoria, she raises an eyebrow, stumbled upon a small grove with a single silver tree growing in the center. There he found the most beautiful creature he had ever seen, a dryad with silver eyes. he instantly fell in love. The Dryad was smitten with Lycanis as well, and she agreed to marry him, even though it meant leaving her birth tree behind. But on the long journey to his palace, she grew feverish and ill. Within a week, she withered and died. Heartbroken, Lycanis ordered his soldiers to chop down the silver tree so that it could be used to build a suitable coffin. As the first axe struck its trunk, Lycanis screamed out in pain and fell dead. By marrying the Dryad, he had bound his spirit to her birth tree, and so by felling the tree, he joined his wife in death.
A story
And
of actions having unintended consequences.
Kyra points at you. She says, "There we go. Somebody got something out of it." And she points at Zamrox and Chandras, and Zamrox kind of just throws up his hands. And Chandra says, "But what did it have to do with birds or an Aerie or climbing a mountain? No, whatever. It's a beautiful story." All right, pay attention. Here we go. The Aerie of the Rock. This is an ancient spire of stone. It rises up high into the sky. As you can see, it's hundreds of feet tall. It is said that the structure is riddled with tunnels and passageways that allow one to traverse their way from the bottom to the top. Though those passages and tunnels are filled with all manner of monstrous beasts that lair there, living symbiotically with the great rock of the Aerie. The rock has its nest at the very top of the plateau. Within its nest is said to be a veritable treasure trove. For the rock has no need of trinkets, gems, jewels, or even magic items, but they inadvertently create a horde of such things, for they are so large and mighty that they can pluck a shipping vessel or small warship up out of the ocean itself and carry it back to their nest. The rock has always dwelled within the Forgotten Seas, and it has always been the apex predator wherever it hunts. It is said that even the Kraken avoids its notice as it swims through the seas. Maya, I saw your special request that you want to make the friends with this creature. While it is a monstrosity of legendary status, it is more bird than monster, so you may have some small chance of getting through to the creature. But know this. It is a proud creature. It rules this island and the seas beyond. It hunts as it wants. Instinct guides it. The creature is either ancient and immortal, or it creates young, raises them here, and perhaps finds other rocks elsewhere in the world that we are unaware of to mate with. Little is known, for its demeanor is so hostile, so territorial, that any expeditions that have been sent by the Academy have never returned. So, good luck, heroes.
I do think you've devised a way to communicate with it.
Well, I'm hoping that I'm able to speak through it with the by speaking through it like if I would speak to animals. If not, this is its land, its nest. Maybe communing with the natural world around it might give me a help there. For precautions, I have abilities to charm monsters. Maybe that can work. One thing, and with the stories that with the information that Chantress has mentioned now, ways of convincing it, if I were able to communicate with it, is now that we since we have an idea of where the Kraken lairs, maybe that's a prize that it would want to get.
And our ultimate goal here is to recover an egg.
Yes, they wanted me to recover the my goal here, or tasked as queen, is to recover an egg for Themis. I would like to have form some type of relationship with this rock. Maybe it could become a patron of Themis. Maybe another nest there. But I do not know what the meter of this creature is, so if it is more monstrous than it is animal, it may be an issue, but I'm not sure. We won't know until we encounter it.
We plan to bring the Hydra's corpse with us.
Mm-hmm. That would be the first offering. First way to get it to come down.
It's going to be a full rowboat.
I don't know if we should. If we're on a rowboat, I think we are just easy picking. It would come down and just pick us up. I think it may be one of those things where we have to have it on the ship. Maybe put everybody down below ship, bring it up, see if we can toss it into the water when it shows up.
Sounds like a plan. I like how it specifies mortal sailors in this.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Let me see here. Anything else I wanna? I'm also bringing controlled winds just in case.
Oh, so you got Earthbind too?
Yeah, of course.
Alright, just checking.
That was the first one. Thinking I'm gonna drop Aura Vitality. Bring in one more thing.
Alright, so plan.
I grabbed a locate object just in case we can't just find the egg. Then we can at least sort of locate object the egg.
Yeah, I think that would work. Is it still an object as a is an egg an object or a creature?
Mox said it would give you this I guess ship report, but your ship approaches an island dominated by a single massive mountain surrounded by steep cliffs. The island is ringed by coral reefs and jagged rocks. Any attempts to navigate a large ship near the island's rocky shores are likely to end in disaster.
So we need to stay farther back.
Imagine the rock won't have much trouble spotting us. If anything, it'll probably be curious enough to come and investigate, and then we can throw over the Hydra.
Either that, or we head up there ourselves, and then see if we can communicate with it, and then eventually have it come down to the Hydra after we communicate. But if we can stay out and do the offering first, maybe that'll be better. Even if it's just the offering, it takes it and heads up on its way, and we head on our way, and then we eventually meet up with it later.
I think luring it first would be good, so we don't.
Now
run
you
into
will have
situation.
to get somebody on the shore with the Antikytherian if you because you'll need to plot a course somewhere else.
We should
So
lure
the
it
goal
first
here-
so that it doesn't approach
Yeah.
the ship while we're away.
Yes, I think the goal here is to get as close as we can and to avoid the reefs.
Hmm.
Have the meat of the Hydra on board and ready to get tossed off the ship when we see the Hydra, when we see the rock coming. Once it gets on its way, we toss everything overboard, get within, I don't know, just try and get some distance between us and the meat. So hopefully it'll go there and grab the meat, and then if there's a chance, maybe I can communicate with it at that point, or at least have it see us offer it food, at least for now. And then if it stays, maybe try and communicate with it. If it leaves, then we head towards its nest.
Oral nod.
Okay, so how are you? All right, walk me through one more time. How are you gonna get? Are you just waiting for it to come check out your ship, or are you intending to somehow get to the island without your ship?
So no, we're not going on the island yet. We're gonna
Okay.
go get close to the island without going inside the reefs on the Stormbreaker. So we're not
Okay.
getting on Jolly Boat yet. We're gonna put all the meat of the Hydra on deck and get it ready to get tossed off the ship.
Interesting. Okay.
And then once we see the rock on the way coming from we're gonna keep an eye out. Maybe it's not coming from its Aerie, maybe it's coming from somewhere else.
Mhm.
But as soon as we get a glimpse of it, we toss everything off overboard.
Okay.
And then try and get a little bit of distance from the food and the ship, so that it'll go after the food before it comes after the ship. And then if that's while it's grabbing there, if there's a chance to communicate, we'll take that chance. If not, if it takes the stuff and grabs it with its claws and then flies off, then we see where it flies off to. If it flies off to its nest, then at least there was a brief notion of seeing us with us offering it food as a gesture. Hopefully it can make you understand that. And then we'll communicate with it later by going to the actual island.
Okay. All right. I'll take you over to your ship then. Go ahead and I guess with your marker tool, draw where you would leave this offering.
All right. So whichever direction is towards so if north of us on this map is towards the island, I guess we would.
Good point. Good point. That's really. Yeah. We will say that the nose of your ship is aimed at the island. So the island is east of your ship right now.
So we would turn so that the starboard or
Oh,
side
like
would probably be on
you
it,
want to be in a getaway position.
just in case. Yes.
Interesting. Okay. All right.
So just so that our side is facing the island, and so that when we toss it overboard, we toss it over towards the island.
I got you. Okay. All right. I'll drop a compass down real quick. Blop. And so I said the island was to the east of you. You want to turn your ship so that you could get away. So we'll say that you are facing north now.
Okay.
With the island on your right. Okay.
So island's over here then on this side.
Yep,
Okay.
towards the bottom of your screen. Yep.
So we'll get everything set up. Where's my drawing tools?
Do we have a giant brazier we could sort of, create some barbecue, get some smoke going, waft those good smells upwards?
Maybe have it here, but set up with on a bunch of like tarps so that we can just lift it up and it'll fall overboard.
Go and grab Brant's cast iron. Set it up.
Something.
Sure, we've got a large brazier lying around all the sacrifices, you know.
Pulling all the ores so that they're not getting crushed by hydra beat falling on them. And then once we toss them, as soon as we see make sure we're like ready to move if we need to, and toss everything overboard. Once we see them, and just move a little bit towards away from the meat, just so that there's enough space for it to come down and grab it without us being in the way.
We got the anchors up, and the rowing teams are ready with their rows not yet deployed.
All right, so sail ready to be dropped, but I'm assuming sail is up.
Yep.
Anchor is up, and oars are being used to maintain position, and facing. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I will see if the rock takes interest in you. All right. They actually have this covered in the adventure. Oh. Oh, okay. Well then. So the first hour, nothing. The second hour, nothing. The third hour, nothing. But towards the end of the fourth hour, as this meat sits, it's already days old, and so as it sits out in the sun, the stink of it is just rising up into the sea breeze. You see it coming down from the cloud cover above. Maya, with your keen eyes, you estimate the wingspan of this creature to be 300 feet.
Oh my god.
Okay. It's much larger than I thought.
That means its body, if it had a miniature, would be 100 feet across.
Let me see here. Hold on. How big is our ship again?
It's 100 feet long.
It's as wide as it's as wide as our ship. Its wingspan.
That means that maybe, just maybe, this creature could lift your ship into the air. Okay. If it was so inclined.
All right. So as soon as I see it and see his wingspan, we're gonna get everybody. Okay, toss it overboard and get below deck.
All right. The second person to see it would be Corinna, and those of you nearby, you see Corinna's face just go slack with fear as she sees the size of it. And then she whispers to you, and she says, "Queen Maya, it is the largest thing I have ever seen."
I understand.
And Sibo, Kyra says, "That's what she said." Standing behind you.
Yeah.
It's the largest bird I've ever seen, too.
You also estimate that its flight speed is unbelievable. You have never seen an animal that can fly this quickly.
I believe it.
Yeah.
I'm wondering if I should. All right, let me just check something about this spell. Just make sure I read this right.
It has a 240-foot fly speed.
Oh my god.
So I'll go ahead as I see it. How long does this last? All right. Does it look like I can seeing how fast it is? Does it look like I can get here within 10 minutes?
Oh, it's getting right. It looks like it's swooping around.
All right.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna tell everybody. We're gonna go ahead and toss everything overboard. I'm gonna tell most of B team and crew members to try and get under below deck for now. But after we start moving, and then I'm gonna go ahead and cast Speak with Animals, just for now. So as it kind of gets closer.
Okay.
Is this concentration? No, it is not concentration.
I will
Okay,
go
good.
ahead and just put its mini on the map for you.
All
As
right.
you see this thing kind of come into view. And get a sense of it's very high up, which is why the token's kind of doing that weird warpy thing. It's like still 500 or so feet up, but it is it looks like it is getting ready to, if you didn't know any better, Maya, dive bomb the ship.
I'll now that I've cast the Speak with Animals,
Yeah.
I'm gonna shout out to it is that we've offered you a meal. It's right over here. Let us pass.
Okay. Give me a since you are speaking with it, I'm gonna need a charisma animal handling.
Okay, charisma animal handling. Oh man,
Yep.
so bad. Okay, let me see here. I'm not trained in animal handling, and my charisma is 0. So this will be a flat D20 then.
Yeah, so the wingspan, I guess, would be, because D&D minis don't really support the. Yeah, there you go. It'd be like that.
Can I use a fanspiration on this?
Yes.
Oh,
Okay.
neat.
All right, so this will be an advantage. It's a flat D20.
Can you use 2 to get double advantage? Because fuck.
Use 2 to get
Do you want this to be blind?
It'll. I believe it'll be blind anyways. I switched almost
No,
everything over to be blind almost.
I can't switch it because you can't switch it to be charisma anymore on V10.
Really?
Remember we had that problem on Monster Hunter. Remember?
Oh. So I should just uninstall this mod. It doesn't work anymore.
No, it's just the one that lets you switch the thing. No, it doesn't work anymore in V10. The guy didn't update it.
Aw, so it just looks like you could change the stat, but it doesn't change the stat.
It doesn't
I
change
noticed it wasn't changing the numbers earlier.
Yeah. All right. I'll just
Yeah.
I'll mental math it, and I'll make a note
Alright.
to delete that app and cry a little bit. So.
So I'm
Alright.
gonna roll 2d20s.
Yeah. I'll just adjust it. There
you go.
So you'd just be losing 6 from whatever you roll.
Well, I just rolled two blank d20s because I had nothing on them anyways.
Oh God. All right.
Actually, there would be a +1 because of the Stone of Luck, Stone of Good Luck.
I see. Okay. Well, you rolled a 1 and a 2.
Yeah, I figured.
Yeah. So it either didn't hear you. Maybe it was just too much, too awe-inspiring, and you spoke the words, but they did not have conviction or volume or pitch or anything. But yeah, it is going to hit the ship, just sort of to test out. This is the biggest ship it's seen, and all right, let's see. It's gonna use its dive bomb. Okay, and this is obviously a siege monster. All right, here we go. All right, so it rolled pretty low, but it got a 23, which is probably enough to hit the ship. So the ship's going to take double damage as the creature slams into it. All right. So this is going to be 10d10 plus 15. So the Ultros takes 86 points of damage.
That could have been way worse.
Oh, absolutely. As it kind of slams into the ship, there are those amongst the ship who bravely want to fire at it, throw javelins at it.
We didn't tell everybody to go below deck, though, right?
Yeah. I told everybody to go below
Yeah,
deck.
yeah. So, I mean, do you guys just let it hit the ship and kind of, and then from after it hits the ship, it does notice that, oh, there's stuff in the water. This thing is so cocky that it is actually going to perch on the ship, and then it begins to gather up the bits of Hydra in the water, and the weight of this creature is kind of tipping your ship, like so that the front end is just rising out of the water, and below decks you hear everyone just screaming and tumbling about as the ship is being like almost basically sunk on the rear end.
I'll try and speak
To the bird, this is almost like your ship, the Ultros, is just a piece of flotsam that it has perched on to sort of investigate what's in the water.
All right. I'll try and communicate again.
And it's just gobbling it down. Now with your spell, it's two-way, right? So you can understand what the animals are saying?
Let me double check. Speak with animals. Okay, here. Gain comprehend verbal communication. Knowledge and awareness of the beast is limited. But is to be give you information about nearby locations, and so yeah, I can understand them.
Okay.
Based off.
Julian, can you enhance Maya's ability to communicate with this creature?
It is saying, this smells delicious. How exotic! This will be special treats for the young ones. It's just like gobbling stuff down. Birds barf shit up later, so he's just putting it in his his barf sack for later.
I'll try and yell out to him again, saying, "I hope you enjoyed our offering."
All right, give me another check to see if he even notices.
Guidance.
Okay, yeah, sure.
All right. Come on. All right. Let me see here. So it's another D20 +1. I put the +1 in already.
It just this might be hurtful, Maya, but it is treating you guys the way most people would treat bugs. Like, you're making noise, but you're beneath its notice, it seems.
Right.
And you guys, these checks are nothing to write home about. I mean, Sibo, you can throw that D4 on there, see if we could push this 9 up to like a higher number. But I mean, oof. So this 13, it's like Maya is just being very polite and very quiet and stern and thoughtful, and this is a giant fucking kaiju, and it just doesn't seem to notice or care.
All right. Okay.
All right.
Let me see here.
All right, it's almost done gobbling up the Hydra.
All right, I'm gonna.
And you hear it say to itself, "Mate will be impressed. Mate will be pleased. Perhaps he will give me reproductive rights." And then he starts flapping his wings. I need everybody on deck to give me strength saving throws. Oh, okay.
I'm thinking about casting Earthbind to make him stand here.
Okay.
But either that or Control Wind. I'm just reading the spell real quick. Hold on one second.
The sound you just made.
The cost.
I ready counter spell. No, I'm kidding.
Page 10 of the. Okay. Maybe this will probably be better.
That's a job interview question and answer someday, Sibo. Tell me about a time that you resolved a team conflict. Well,
counterspell in the face.
Yeah.
It's either that or Charm Monster. I don't know which one will probably be better.
I think Charm Monster's better.
Okay. All right, I'm gonna cast Charm Monster on him then.
Oh shit. Okay. All right.
Can we get a? Let's see. Who's the?
Okay, before I do
Hermina?
this, OOC, is everybody okay with doing this?
Yeah, get Hermina on deck so they roll with disadvantage.
All
Can we
right.
do that? Can we have Hermina around to use
Is,
our B team?
is that your B team that you slotted for this mission? Like,
It is
oh, okay,
now.
okay, all right. All right. So it has disadvantage. Is that what for save?
Yeah, it'd be Hermina's once per short rest. A charm
Okay.
effect is rolled with disadvantage.
All right, here we go.
I did that privately. My bad.
No worries. It's gotta get a 20. All right, but it's rolling with disadvantage. It does not have magic resistance because it's a relatively natural creature. It got a
Oh.
12.
Nice.
Okay. Let's see. It stops, its mouth full, and it looks around for the first time. And it sees you, Maya. And it says, well, hello there, morsel.
Hello. I hope you enjoyed my offering.
This was your offering
Mm-hmm.
for me.
I mean, we are visiting your land, so I thought it was
My
right.
land.
That is your nest up there, correct?
Yes. Yes.
Doesn't wear the pants.
My nest, of course.
Yeah,
Okay.
fine.
Well,
Yes.
thank you for this offering. And he starts to flap his wings.
Before you leave, though,
All right, he stops flapping his wings. Yes.
I've come to visit your area, and I wanted to know if you would be willing to treat me as a guest in your land.
Hmm. You can tell that he's trying to figure out what a guest is. Like he's just
A visitor.
Maybe you could ask him to show us his cool
Can you
stuff.
show us your nest? I would like to see it.
all right, he fans his wing so that the wingtip aims at the top of the thing.
Will you allow us to go up there without?
Do you want to see my nest? All right. He is going to make a non-lethal bite attack against Maya. You got a 24.
All right, that hits.
All right. He gobbles you up.
Okay.
Now he flaps his wings. Everybody give you a strength saving throw.
I've got you, Oren. Lean against me if you need.
Blasting off again, dude.
And Julian, lean against me if you need. I've got you.
All right. Okay. Everybody is, okay. So Orin, Sibo, Julian, you guys are knocked prone and pushed 25 feet back from the rock as it takes off. It flies towards the island with Maya. Mission success.
I'm gonna fly back
Julian
down the boat.
will get up and take off after the rock.
Oh,
not wanting
shit!
Maya
Okay.
to be left alone.
Okay.
Hmm.
What's
Yeah.
everybody else's play?
An 18 fail?
Orin nods
I
understanding
will
when he goes to find a
levitate
boat.
on myself and then have Elpis jetpack backpack me after Julian.
Okay. All right, fair enough. You guys will arrive there eventually. Okay.
Yeah, Orin's gathering up the B team in a
All
boat.
right.
Let me just check how long charm wants to last. An hour. Okay.
Okay, fair
And
enough.
I have two more slots, and also I have 2 more 5th level slots if I need to.
All right. So Hermione on this B team. Who else you bringing on this B team?
God.
Nessa?
Yeah, sounds good.
I don't know if that'll help too much, but
Orin remembers walking out the journey to the top of the mountain is like fraught with monsters or something.
Well, I
Perfect,
mean,
yeah.
you could just scale the plateau and avoid all the caves full of monsters.
Not really good at climbing.
You're not good at climbing?
I mean, not enough to get everybody else up there.
Oh, okay. Yeah, then it's gonna take you a long ass time to get up there. What's Sibo's situation? You hanging out with Orin?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Also, an 18 didn't prevent him from falling down.
No.
Can I succeed at a cost?
It-
Just to keep my pride.
That
Dude,
that
you didn't get pushed overboard. Just take
No, I know,
what you
but-
can get.
no,
But-
it's just it's CC's pretty high. It's based on its strength.
That is damn. All right, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm helping Orin out. We're
Okay.
we're
Getting the
ready
boats
to go.
ready.
Yeah.
All right. Fair
Let's
enough.
see. So we're bringing Hermina, Nessa. Let's see. Ooh, you know what? We'll bring Karina too. You know,
All
might
right.
need
That's why
harvesting.
we probably need Telemachus.
Hermione. You're bringing Hermione. This sexy ass Minotaur.
No,
So-
Hermina. Hermina's the one with
Oh.
the.
Oh, sorry,
we can-
Hermione.
Sorry.
You almost had a
We-
chance. You almost had a
We,
chance.
we can bring Hermione too.
Let's see.
Telemachus, because I wanna do at least one salt roll tonight.
Yeah, that sounds
Mm.
good.
Wants to pour salt in the wound.
Yeah.
All right.
Was that
Telemachus is telling everyone that by the time we get there, friend Maya will have already finished her work, and we will be greeted with open wings by our new allies.
4? I believe.
All right, so you got 2 more spots. Oh, you say so you bring Corinna?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. Yep.
All right.
We're gonna yell it too.
I don't believe her ability works on legendaries.
Yeah, but I mean,
yeah.
there's other monsters on the island.
I guess
yeah.
I guess if there's any ads.
No, it
yeah.
says non-paragon, right?
Oh, right. Fair. Yeah.
Ooh,
all right.
Pedios.
You want to bring Pedios?
Pedios,
Oh,
we
he.
got another job for you.
In
All
case
right.
we need him to steal an egg.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
okay, so you just tell him to steal an egg. All right.
It's like
He
No,
says-
we
in
show him-
case we need him
yeah,
to.
we show him a picture of his possible target. It's an egg. And it's
Alright.
like, yeah, it's this, but it's
Well,
the
he
size
explains
of
to you.
a small car or a small wagon.
He says, "It breaks my heart to think about taking someone's child away from them. But I know that Maya will provide this creature with a good upbringing and raise it to be a mighty guardian of Themis. So I will do this thing for you. But you must keep them busy long enough for me to do this.
Very well.
Mostly it's like a very big egg. I'm a very small man.
Yeah, you can't like
Yeah.
run too
And-
quickly or jump because you'll drop it and have to go all the way back up. Yeah.
Yes, 100%. It's like if if a halfling was trying to do a Monster Hunter egg quest, that's basically what would be dealing with.
Asking a Palico here to run an egg.
All right, so that's a solid team if I've ever seen one. All right, there we go. Take you guys over to the map. Wait, where's Andronicos and his jetpack? Hold on, don't want to forget Andronicos' jetpack. Where'd he go? Oh, there he is. He's got a lot of effects. He's glowing. Let's
Yeah, I don't
turn-
know why.
Boop. There you go.
We're going up in
Alright.
3 squads. You've got Andronicus, Julian, Maya.
4
with the rock.
squads.
Well, I assume Andronicus and Julian are flying together, right?
Man, Andronicos so slow compared to Julian. I mean, if Julian wants to go slow, so
I can move at Elvis's speed because
Mhm,
I'm weightless.
okay. All right, then I guess they'd be fine.
You also
Alright.
gust to win yourself.
Yeah,
Turn on
Orin standing in the rowboat.
nitrous.
He's
Yeah.
got his hand up to his face, like kind of watching as Andronicus, Julian, and the rock fade into the distance. He sighs, grabs an oar, and just sits down. Let's go.
This is what you call it? Fire Island and the volcano running away from Gulta all over again.
Okay.
Easy.
So, let me set you guys up on this map. So Maya's going to be there for a bit before Julian and Andronicus show up. And then the rest of you are going to be a long time before you get up there. All right. So let me take you over to the map. All right. So Maya, everything is dark and wet and warm and gross. And
am I
there's
in-
Hydra meat. Oh yeah, he's
Am I
got
in
you
the
in
stomach map on this map? Because we have the
no,
stomach map on the bottom corner.
you're in like the meat gullet, not the like the little pouch he stores food to barf up for his babies later.
Okay.
All right, here. So set your elevation, Maya, to 450 feet.
400. 450.
Yeah. Andronikos and Julian, you should probably set your height at 450 feet so you can kind of see what's going on off in the distance. And the rest of you, I guess you're gonna theater of the mind it. I don't know.
Yep.
Okay. All right. And we could put a cameraman in so you guys can see though. Let's see. Cameraman, pork. No, all-seeing eye. There we go. All right, I'll set up an all-seeing eye for you guys. So the idea here is there's two maps here. One is your fallen sideways map, right? Or climbing sideways, and then this is the top-down, making your way up from the very bottom. So you can see that's the ship way off in the distance, and then that's a 500-foot plunge to the sharp rocks and coral below. All right, so as you are barfed up, Maya, we will say that only a couple of minutes have passed, really, based on this dude's flight speed.
Okay.
And you see that there is a lady rock hanging out there as well. And the lady rock has some babies. And the babies are hungies. And so you are barfed out with the food, and they begin to kind of portion it for the babies. All right.
First thing to do is try and misty step while I'm falling out. Misty step away from the baby's mouth, so I'm not eaten with the barf.
Boop.
They want to be eaten with the barf.
And Crash, how long does it take Andronikos and myself to get there?
I would say you'd be about 5. She'd be there alone for at least 5 minutes. So she definitely doesn't want to get into a combat if she could help it.
Okay.
All right. So the female turns to the male and says, "Meat, exotic, something living." And she moves to kill you, and
Friend.
then
Friend.
the boy rock says, "No, don't want to kill. Not sure why. Like this one." And then one says, "We do not keep pets." And then he says, "Is cute, like baby." And she says, "He's not cute like baby. He's gross." And then they are kind of bickering back and forth, ignoring you, Maya.
Okay, instead of speaking, since I'm better at animal handling than I am at
The babies that are large-sized creatures, the freshly hatched babies that are large-sized creatures, look over at you.
I wanna try and be thinking about large birds. Yeah, kind of like maybe like a. Oof.
It's worth mentioning that these massive nests are constructed from the splintered remains of ships. There are massive bird droppings everywhere, feathers and the like. But you can see with your incredible perception the glitter of coin and gem and treasure mixed in with the nest.
Do I see any eggs?
Let me see. They're so big, it's like kind of hard. Yes, you're next to 2 eggs.
See any
Okay.
minivans.
All
There
right.
you go.
All right.
The eggs
going-
are probably too big for PTOs, if I'm being honest.
I believe in
I mean,
it.
they look
The greatest
too big
thief
for me, too.
alive.
All right. Okay. What I want to do is try and be while they're bickering, I'm talking about that while the kids are eating their food. What I want to do is maybe like take some of the droppings, kind of smear it a little bit on myself so I don't, I'm less
Okay.
noticeable from
Sure.
the smell.
Yeah.
I also want to try and let me see here. What would birds be? Dom, the player, does not know anything about much about birds.
It's a good thing you could roll knowledge nature.
Yeah, I want to roll
Okay.
a knowledge nature to see what will probably be the best course of action to try and get myself not be eaten
Okay.
by these things. Okay, so here's nature.
You have no idea.
All right. In that case, then I'm gonna go ahead and I wonder if it might make sense to wild shape to something even smaller and hide within the wreckage.
Okay, she is gonna move to slash at you with her talon.
Right.
I'm going to have him interpose to try and stop you. So we'll see how it plays out. All right. Oh, she got
18.
a 2, an 18.
18
yeah.
would have missed.
Would have missed anyways. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, and he squawks at her. No, I like this one. And she says, "Take this from the nest now." And he goes to non-lethally bite you.
Let me.
Okay.
No,
and at this point, you two would see the 2 rocks, and you would be coming into view. Do you stay in view of these creatures, or do you try to use cover to approach? This is for Team Julian and Andronicos. The AJ team.
AJ.
I think we would try and use cover.
Okay.
I mean,
All
they
right.
are orders of magnitude larger than us.
They are distracted by Maya. So instead of having their keen senses, they will just go on their normal passive perception, which you might imagine is quite high. You may attempt to stealth.
All right, this won't go well at all. Because I haven't swapped out of my armor, so this is Guardian, this is disadvantage.
Okay. Yes. A cloud moves and a beam of sunlight passes over the 2 of you, creating brilliant sparkles off of your bronze skin and your bronze armor. Both of the rocks turn their attention in your direction. Maya, forgotten. Unless Maya, you got something. Otherwise, they're gonna roll. They're gonna roll to initiative.
I was gonna try and charm the female rock this time.
Oh, okay.
All right. But they might. Oh. It's not concentration, so his is still charmed.
Yeah, you're right.
To charm this one. We'll see what happens.
Okay.
Fanspo.
So here, it doesn't matter. It's not an attack. It's a save.
All right.
But it's a DC 20.
Okay.
There it goes.
Okay. Here we go.
Oh no.
Okay.
Does it know? Okay.
She doesn't know, but she's gonna continue her action, so she's gonna definitely start rolling into some initiative here.
Okay.
All right. Fortunately, we have a catch-up mechanic for Sibo and Orin, so they would only miss the first round of combat. So.
You know,
we're rowing really quickly.
Oren, I think I forgot my shield. I don't.
You can use mine.
All right. I mean, you got enough flying allies. You could probably get airlifted in there. PTOS disappears and does his own thing. I mean,
Everybody turns to Hermina.
All right. Let's see. Oh man, spicy. All right, let me see what we got for you. So you have this guy charmed. He likes you, Maya. He's gonna try to keep you safe. He doesn't give a shit about anybody else, and he seems to really value what the missus has to say and do. You've really put him in a bind. You're really messing with his life here. Yeah.
Yeah, I know. I realize.
It's okay. It's okay. There is no cooldown in 5e on charm, so if you want to try it again, you certainly can.
Mhm.
All right. Let's see.
I only have one more charm monster spell slot though, so that's the problem.
What do we got here? Yeah, we'll go with this for now. All right. Okay. All right. Let's roll these babies in. They're in. Literally, we got to roll the babies in. Where are them babies at? Gonna move her out of the way. Grab these two babies.
You're gonna have a hard time picking stuff up that's under them because they're not at
Because they have
elevation.
their height. Yeah. All right, and then we got to roll these two gentlemen in, and then we got to roll.
If you set the babies to 450 as well, they should render above the two rocks.
Oh, okay. Let's see. Elevation 450. There we go. All right. I guess we could do that to the eggs too, just in case. 450. There we go. Okay.
Does mass edit work for changing elevation?
Yeah.
Oh man, that's great.
I think I have everybody in, right? Nope, I didn't grab Sibo and. Now here's the thing: if you guys don't want to be there for this fight, I completely understand. So you know.
Yeah, I don't think we're gonna make it, and
Okay.
I think we make it worse. To be honest.
Okay.
Boat full of morsels.
All right, fair enough. Okay.
So do go back and get my shield, is what you're saying.
I will turn this rowboat around.
All right, Maya, you have won the initiative. What do you do?
All right, I'm trying to charm the mom again.
Okay.
All right, this is the last charm monster I have, at least for this for 4th level. Oh, maybe I should save it for freedom of movement. Oof. All right, we're trying to charm.
All right. She's got to make a save. Just a straight roll. It's a +9. Trying to get a 20. Here we go.
Oh no!
Yeah. Okay.
All right.
All right. She gets a boon. She definitely needed this extra HP. Okay.
All right. Bonus action. I'm not within 30 feet of Julian and Andronicos, right? All right. In that case, bonus action. I'm not gonna do anything hostile yet. We'll end my turn there, hiding inside. I guess I'm still inside. What's his name in the male's mouth, right?
Oh no, he barfed you out. Remember?
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
All
All
right.
right. I'll pass to Julian.
All right. Julian, you're up. The female seems intent on flying over to you guys.
So she's lost interest in Maya, and she's like eyeing us about to.
Well, yeah,
like,
you guys were
launch.
so bright and shiny. She saw you, and I mean, Maya's a known quantity. You're an unknown quantity, so she's gonna come check you guys out. At least that's what you're thinking when you see her look over at you.
Okay, so I don't want to do anything provocative.
But you do see that the cliffside does have many holes and nooks and crannies that a small morsel could hide in.
In that case, I'm going to use one of my innate shields of faith on myself.
Okay.
And I'm going to fly closer.
Oh shit. Okay.
Flight speed of 30, so... And the shield of face. That's movement, action. Yeah, that's what I'm doing.
Okay.
And I'll call out, Maya, is everything in hand, or do we need to extricate you?
Not.
Very confident.
Hearing
Protect
that,
yourself for now.
with the,
Keep yourself safe.
Julian's going like, oh, bugger. Andronicos, hide! I passed to Andronicos.
All right. Andronicos.
I throw my javelin of no.
I mean, bird Pokemon. You know how it do.
I throw my Master Ball, the last of the items that I acquired in Hawaii.
Oh my
So
God.
what would the closest cavern little thing to hide in be?
Oh yeah, I mean, it's almost like Swiss cheese. There's just so many little nooks and crannies you could go.
Okay,
whether or
yeah,
not whether or not they connect to something else is just randomly determined.
I've got 60 feet worth of flying backpack.
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna make use of all of it to get as deep into a little cave as I can.
Okay, fair enough. All right, let me
He's going
check
deep.
to see if there's anything in the cave.
Don't imagine it would be worse.
Okay.
You say that now.
As you wedge into the cave, you see that it goes back for about 30 feet or so, and there is nothing currently inside.
You see a small hobbit-like creature. You say
Right.
my precious over and over again. I don't
Yeah,
know.
you have an incredible riddle competition off screen. It's amazing. But yeah, no. It just seems to be like a fissure in the rock, so you're able to kind of of the not the rock, but you know what I mean, in the mountainside as you kind of go in there. All right. Anything else?
No, that's it for me.
Okay. You may pass to babies or mommy or daddy.
Babies, I guess.
All right. Lukewarm baby is eating, and Maya, you hear it say yum, because you can speak with animals. It passes to the other, and the other one says yum. All right. And then it passes to its dad, and you hear the bloop 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 of the shared Paragon action economy that the two rocks have. And he says, mate, this one nice. Others small. Leave this one. I go smash tree whale. And he motions off towards the Ultros. She looks over towards the Ultros, and the camera cuts to her eyes, which, you know, like fucking like dilate, like a fucking zoom on like a robot or whatever. And she looks out and she says, "Tree whales. Mm. Yes. Yes. Tree whale."
Okay. Can I, as a reaction, call to the one that likes me and say, wait, I know a place where you can get more exotic food. But
Okay.
Chivo must survive.
All right. Give me another charisma, animal handling.
All right, here's your flat D20 plus 1.
Okay. Flat D20 plus 1. I'm ready. I mean, you could roll it open because we're all gonna know one way or the other how you did. But
All right. You see, do I have anything that can help with this? I don't have any more inspiration. Okay, well, we'll see what happens.
okay.
13.
He looks to his mate and says, "Listen to morsel," and she says, "Tree whale, often exotic meat. Tree whale innards scream and cry. Tasty." And he kind of looks at her, and he looks at you, Maya, as if to say, I mean, can't really argue with that, can you?
Kraken.
Oh, he looks at her as if to say, and she says, "Kraken. Magic, Kraken. Too much magic." And then he turns to you and says, "Kraken, too much magic."
We will help. Hunt together.
Oh, okay. The rock looks to his mate, and the mate looks to him and looks to her and says, "Too complicated. Babies. Care. Raise. Protect. Take morsel. Kill tree whale." And she will let's see, she will attempt a an animal handling with against him. Oh, okay, he's conflicted. And he says and that's his turn.
I'm busy.
Shit.
Got bird things that did.
Yeah.
At least I got where that was his turn.
Yeah, you've really, like, you're just a homewrecker, Maya. She looks at him, unwilling to do as she says. She looks down at the babies, and she says, "Babies, everything. Young need protecting. Tree, whale. Parasites inside. Parasites harmful. Go protect young." And then defeated, he looks down at you and he says, "Stay or go, morsel." And then the lady rock looks at you and says, "Yes, morsel. Stay or go."
Oh, I guess I'll. It's probably safe for me to go. But okay, go.
Okay. And as you are making that decision, and he's getting ready to Paragon action gobble you up, we'll leave off right there. Oof. All right.
Yeah.
So, Team Rowboat. This creates an interesting situation because now going back for Sibo's armor or shield puts you on the boat if needed when the boat is about to get attacked on a 2-map encounter.
Oh, jeez.
So you guys can decide between now and next week if you take Pythor motorboating services to get like speed battled over to the island and hope that you can join the battle on top, or if you stick around on the ship because Sibo and Sissy needs a shield, you go back for it. By the time you're finally ready to go, the ship's getting dive bombed again.
Maybe we'll roll for it.
Yeah,
All right,
fine.
you have a whole week to think about it, though. You have a whole week to think about it.
All right, sounds good.
All right. So, all they wanted, Maya, was one egg. That's all Themis was asking for, to prove how much of a badass you were. But
Yeah.
I know
I got-
you shooting for the moon. You shooting for the moon
Yeah.
here. Yeah. It's bold. It's bold.
Mm-hmm.
All right. The issue here is you're bringing a lot of complicated concepts into their life.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. So but I'd say it's going a lot better than it could have.
I'm hoping at one point I can get them to help us kill the Kraken for that food.
Oof, that would be dope as hell. That might actually give you a chance to beat the Kraken.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Man.
saying. And we need to do that to save Halcyon. So
That's some big brain thinking there. Oh, all right. Well, another successful session has concluded. We have Odyssey Prime tomorrow night. We've got Cyberpunk Red and Abomination Vaults on Tuesday. Wednesday, we're going to continue playing some Dragon's Dogma. Thursday, Cursed Strahd Nightfall. Friday, we're going to do some vodcasting. Saturday, Red Hand of Doom. And then some Solasta? Question mark? Nobody died or got married or anything, right? We're just going to play some Solasta.
yeah, it should be good.
Okay. Sunday morning, there'll be some Curse of Strahd Daybreak, and then Sunday night we'll be back here. Does anybody have any announcements or anything before we adjourn? Any games you're trying to fill, or Vigilment games you're looking to co-op or anything?
I guess if anybody's playing Dead Island 2, let me know. I'll be down to play.
All right.
Sounds good.
Sounds good. Okay. Hope everybody has a safe and healthy week. And glad you were able to make it, Sibo. And we will continue this next week, and I'll see you guys around the Discord.
All right, thanks for the game.
All right.
All right.
Night.
So, yeah. So I still have